College basketball has a special place in the sports landscape, with countless basketball legends first being introduced to the world in college. Then there's the NCAA tournament, which is arguably the greatest sporting event on earth. But imagine if we could hit the rewind button back to 2003 and re-sim history. Well, that's what I've done. I put 20 of the best college basketball players from 2003 back on their original school, but the real twist comes each offseason. I'll be adding the top 15 recruits from the actual recruiting class of that year. We're going to track their journey from recruitment to on the court, and we're going to see who can rise to become the new dynasties of college basketball. And this is just going to reshape history. We're also just going to follow along with each season. We're going to look into all the players' stats. We're going to follow along with team records. We're going to catch the biggest games live, and we're going to be following along with the March Madness tournament each year and witnessing the crowning of new national champions. And we're going to go for all the way from the 2003 season to the close of the 2022 season. In total, I created 270 recruits across 18 recruiting classes, and I have turned off players being able to declare early for the draft. So we will see these players have to stay in college for all 4 years. And we're also going to get to see players who went straight to the NBA from high school actually playing college basketball. In total, this series is going to be 4 parts and over 12 hours long. And this is going to be part 1 of this series, and we'll be going for 5 years from 2003 to the end of the 07 season in this episode. Alrighty, so here we go, guys. This is my first time ever doing anything in college basketball. Now, if you follow my channel for a while, I basically do NCAA, resets, rebuilds, stuff like that. But with March Madness, literally by the time I get this out, I'm hoping to get this out the day before March Madness starts. I thought it'd be cool to try doing a college basketball reset. Now, I'm hoping this turns out. I got to do a little bit more stuff with this, finagle a little bit. It's not quite as seamless as NCAA 14. I'm actually playing on College Hoops 2K8. So old game, but honestly, I think this is gonna turn out really cool. The thing I'm most excited about this is obviously we're gonna reset college basketball, but I actually turned off the slider to allow players to leave early. So all these guys are gonna be staying for 4 years. All the guys who skipped college go straight to the league. They're gonna be playing college basketball. So we're starting with the 2003 recruiting class. So that is gonna be LeBron James, who went straight to the NBA. Obviously, Chris Paul, who went for a year to college, Chris Bosh. So a really cool class, and we're going to get to see where these guys sign. We're going to get to see them for 4 years. We're going to get to go on tournament runs. I'm going to try to watch, 2 or 3 tournament games a year. I'm probably not going to watch any games till the tournament. Then we're going to kind of focus on try to find some of our big time players, watch them play live, and just see what happens. I've only really simmed through like 2-ish seasons of this so far, just as kind of practicing and trying stuff out. So, we're going to be learning together. You guys are going to kind of watch me learn my way through this, but I do think this is going to turn out really cool. So, big thing, we're going to make recruiting classes. We're going to follow along with where the recruits sign. And then I've also reset college basketball to 2003. Now, I made 20 of the best college basketball players in 03. If they're a freshman, I made them a freshman, sophomore, senior, junior, and I put them back at their real school, and I tried to match their stats up with, how they would have been at that time. Here is the list of players I made. So we got David Lee at Florida, Emeka Okafor, Ben Gordon at UConn, Carmelo Anthony at Syracuse as a freshman, Dwayne Wade at Marquette, TJ Ford at Texas, David West at Xavier, Nick Collison at Kansas, Kirk Heinrich at Kansas, Josh Howard at Wake Forest, Kyle Korver at Creighton, Chris Kaman at Central Michigan, Luke Ridenour at Oregon, Chris Bosh at Georgia Tech. Oh, sorry. So Bosh isn't in this recruiting class. He's already at Georgia Tech. Andre Iguodala at Arizona. Darren Williams. We got JJ Redick at Duke. Raymond Felton at North Carolina. Brandon Roy at Washington. And Jarrett Jack at Georgia Tech as well. So that is our list of players who are in college right now. So we're going to be going through and tracking those guys. We're going to follow along. We're going to see which teams are doing really good. So always to kind of start, I think the way we're going to do it is we can go check out the top 25 polls. So right now, Kansas is coming in as the #1 team in the country. We can go through. So they have Kirk Heinrich at point guard. He's a 93 overall. Obviously going to be a baller for them. We have North Carolina with Raymond Felton. He's an 86 overall freshman. So obviously going to be super dynamic for them. Does Michigan State have anybody? No. UCLA. So here's UCLA's team. Tennessee, Marquette. So they're going to be led by 91 shooting guard Dwayne Wade. I actually probably should have made Dwayne Wade a little better. He is a junior. Duke is going to be led by JJ Redick. He's a freshman coming in, but that's who kind of Duke is going to be relying on. Can keep going down. Syracuse is going to be led by freshman, 89 overall, true freshman Carmelo Anthony is going to be leading the way for them. So obviously, as we go through more and more seasons and more guys sign, we're going to, all these teams are going to be filled with more and more of these players. Right now, there's only 20. Once we get 3 or 4 years in, there's going to be like, 60, 70 real life players spread throughout all over college basketball. UConn is definitely going to be an interesting team this year with Ben Gordon and Emeka Okafor. Some really good talent on that team as 2 sophomores. Really a ton to build around there. So we're always going to be able to go to the polls, check that. We'll be able to check stats, leaders in college, who's, what teams are scoring the most points per game, what players are leading the country in assists, scoring, all that type of stuff. Now we can also go in and I can look at individual teams. So, we can go to the Big East right now. We can go to Syracuse and we can look at Carmelo Anthony. So he's coming in as a 6'8" freshman out of New York. Here are some of his stats I gave him. Obviously, in college basketball, guys coming as a freshman, like Carmelo is debatably the best college player in college basketball as a freshman. So I'm going to really up how good they are. Like 89 overall, that's going to be one of the better players in the whole country for Melo. So he, and I tried to, when I made these guys, I tried to up their attributes and their tendencies so they'll shoot more, pass more, whatever type of player they were. So we're going to be simming through this season, tracking all these guys, but we're also going to go through recruiting. Now, this is where it's going to get a little interesting, guys. So originally I was going to create recruits. This is what I did for NCAA for all my resets for that. I basically just create custom recruits. I can make like 23 each recruiting class. We can follow along in the game and just see where they all sign. But you can only make 10 recruits for each class in this NCAA 2K8. So I was like, do I want to just limit myself to 10 guys each year? I said, I don't know. So I figured out a workaround. This is where this gets a little wild. Bear with me, guys, but I do think it is going to be cool and I think it's going to work. Now, what I did, I'm going to bring up my notes again here. So what I did is I trained ChatGPT. So I trained AI to basically become our new recruiting simulator. So I gave it a bunch of instructions and basically I'm going to feed it a list of players between 15 and 20 each recruiting class. And we're going to go through the recruiting process in ChatGPT and it's going to basically tell us. So this is all the stipulations I gave it. And then after I did some practice ones, I also gave it this. So you guys can read through this, but basically I wanted it to factor in a bunch of different things. I want it to be random. So like right here, randomness and uncertainty, incorporating unpredictability to reflect the inherent uncertainty of the recruitment process. Timeline, this is going to span from 03 to 2023. So I want it to be able to factor in where other players have signed. So some of the factors on where they're going to sign is, what area of the country they're in. If there's other superstars at the school that they want to team up with, or some guys are going to decide, no, I don't want to team up. I want to go to maybe a less storied program where I can just be the focal point of the whole system and build up my own legacy that way. Some guys say, no, I want to team up with this guy and we're going to go dominate like, Duke did a few years ago with Zion, RJ, and other buddy, the shooter who's with the Lakers now. So that is kind of the idea, guys. You can read through that. After I did some simulations, I really wanted to drive home. I want you to factor in where the other players are going in the class. Some guys want to build a super team. Some guys don't. I also, with ChatGPT, I kind of had to limit the amount of schools. I couldn't have them going to 200 schools. It would have been too difficult for ChatGPT to really keep track of everything. So I got debatably, you can mess with my list. You can say, no, that's not good. That's bad, whatever. But debatably the top 30 schools in college basketball historically. So this is the 30 schools that are 15 to 20 recruits each season can sign with. So that is, what the options will be. If your school's not on there, I'm sorry, but I do just kind of have to limit it a little bit that way. Now, this is going to be the first recruiting class. So we're going to have Chris Paul, Aaron Brooks, Ronnie Brewer, Shannon Brown, LeBron James, PJ Tucker, Darrell Wright, Travis Outlaw, Luol Deng, Paul Millsap, Charlie Villanueva, Leon Poe, Brandon Bass, Chris Humphreys, Amari Stoudemire, and Kendrick Perkins. So that is going to be our first recruiting class that we are going to go through. So I already put it in, but basically we are going to check on these recruits 3 times per season. So we're going to put it in initially. I'm going to give ChatGPT our list, and it's going to give us the 5 schools each player is leaning on based on all the stipulations, randomness, team up, not team up, stay close to home, all those different reasons. It's going to give us our top 5 schools. Then we're going to check again about the midway point of the college basketball season. We're going to see again where these guys are leaning. We're going to narrow it down to 3 schools. And then at the end of the year, we'll do a national signing day type thing, and we'll see the final results on where each player is going. Then basically, once the next season starts, I'm just going to create a player, put them on each team that these guys sign with, and that is how the recruiting process is going to work. So I think this is going to work out kind of cool. I told ChatGPT to give us a bit of a storyline on why the guys are leaning certain places or whatever. So we're going to go through the recruiting class right now. So this is where the top 5 schools for each of these players are leaning. So right now, Chris Paul leaning Wake Forest, and these are going to be the reasons for each: strong local ties, attraction to the prestigious program at Duke. Aaron Brooks is leaning Oregon, UCLA, Arizona, Gonzaga, and Connecticut with those reasons. Ronnie Brewer, Arkansas, Kentucky, Duke, but definitely leaning very hard Arkansas with his home state appeal, potential to be a hometown hero. Shannon Brown, very heavy Michigan State in-state program with strong development. Now, the crown jewel of them all, LeBron James, he's leaning Duke, North Carolina, then Kentucky, Kansas, and UConn. High profile program fit for his star caliber is his main reason for Duke. So he's looking at the big boys. We got PJ Tucker leaning Texas, strong local program with immediate impact potential. We got Darrell Wright leaning UCLA, USC, Arizona, then Duke and Kentucky, but looks like he'll probably stay on the West Coast. Travis Outlaw, Mississippi State, home state appeal, plus Ole Miss, Kentucky, Duke. Luol Deng leaning Duke, 35%. That's where he went in real life. Strong academics, basketball balance, ACC rivalry with North Carolina, Kentucky, UConn. Paul Millsap leaning Louisiana Tech, plus Kentucky, Duke, North Carolina, Kansas. Villanueva leaning Connecticut, North Carolina, Duke, Kentucky, UCLA. Leon Poe definitely leaning Cal, local program, strong appeal, but also UCLA, Duke, Kentucky, North Carolina. Brandon Bass definitely looking like he's probably going to stay home at LSU, home state appeal, chance to be the centerpiece of the program. Then going down to Chris Humphreys, Minnesota, home state appeal, and can lead his own team. A few other teams in there. Then we have Amari Stoudemire. This is a big one. Obviously didn't play college basketball. Went straight to the league. He's leaning Kentucky, national powerhouse player development. Also Florida if he wants to stay closer to home. Then Duke, North Carolina, and UConn. Then I forgot when I first put it to add Kendrick Perkins. So I said, just give me Perkins as well. He's our center, and he's leaning Texas, stay home, but also LSU, Duke, Kentucky, and UConn. So that is where everybody's leaning, guys, at this preseason point of the season. Then at the midway point, we're going to go check that list again, and it will now give us the top 3 schools for each team. We're really going to narrow it down, and then we'll check one more time, and it'll be the final choice. So now, guys, I am basically just going to sim to about the midway point of the season, and then we'll get kind of just so I'll sim to mid-January. We're just going to look at who's the leading scorers, who's playing really well in college basketball right now, and that is where we are going to look at the next part of our recruiting process. Alrighty, so we're back in January 14th now. So this is about the midway-ish point of the season. A few other things I wanted to bring up. So I'm going to be controlling Albany. This is just the college I'm coaching, but I'm not going to do any recruiting. I'm not going to sign any players, anything like that. We're just going to let them do their thing. Now, I'm only going to be including, 15 to 20 new recruits, real life players each year. The rest of the recruiting class is all going to be made by NC, like in the NBA 2K8. So, there's going to be a lot of players that are, signing to teams. So we can also keep track of this. Like, Maryland is getting this guy, number 2 player in the class. Arkansas gets a big time recruit. Florida State, Duke gets a big time recruit. Maryland is signing a couple guys, Florida State. So we also are going to keep in mind that a bunch of these recruits are going to be, signing with real life programs. Where I might make some changes if like Duke signs 2 of these really high recruits here, plus signs LeBron and Chris Paul or something, I'll probably mix it up a little bit and just, maybe I'll make one of their big time recruits here just into LeBron James and vice versa, just to make sure no team gets too insane, especially because, ChatGPT doesn't know where these players are signing. So that's one other thing to keep in mind, guys. Now we're going to go around the NBA. So we're going to look at our polls here. So just the media poll. So right now, Kansas is 9-1, along with 14-1, 14-3 North Carolina, Tennessee, Duke, all having really good years. So Kansas, led by Kirk Heinrich, their big time player. They are 14-1. North Carolina, Tennessee, Duke, UCLA, Michigan State, go all the way down. Kentucky, Gonzaga, UConn 11-4 with Ben Gordon and Emeka. I thought they might be a little better. Georgia, I don't see Syracuse. I want to keep our eye on Carmelo. Obviously, that will all be very interesting to see how Melo does throughout the sim. So he's actually, now we're going to go look at league leaders, and Melo got injured. So injuries are on for the sim, but he's the second leading scorer in college basketball right now. He's averaging 27.7 rebounds, 0.7 assists, 1 steal, no block. So what are his shooting splits? He's going 43%. He's 34 from 3-point line. Free throw, he's 79. So Melo injured, but having a really nice start. I'm just going to go down and see so Nick Collins at Kansas, he's a senior power forward, big time player for Kansas. He's averaging 21.6.7 rebounds. So nice start for him. Keep going down. Kyle Korver at Creighton, 19.3 points per game. What's he shooting from 3? So from the field, he's 48. From 3, he's 43%, and free throws, he's 84%. So Kyle Korver shooting the lights out of the football as we should have expected. Darren Williams at Illinois, he's also injured. So he's a true freshman, averaging 18 points, 4 assists right now. We got JJ Redick at Duke, also a freshman. He's averaging 18 points per game. He's got, let's see, his shooting split. So he's at 44% and 40% from 3. Let's see if we have any other big time scores. So that's Andre Iguodala, also a freshman at Arizona, 17.5 points, 3 assists, 2 steals, almost 2 blocks. So he is killing. I guess I can look here as well. Yeah, so he's playing really well. All these guys are going to have potential ratings in this too, so I could actually decide how high they can actually get. So yeah, that's kind of our leading scorers right now. Assists, any of our guys really high up. Obviously, too, guys, we only have 20 guys in college right now. As we get further along, we are just going to have more and more, up to 60, 70, 80 real life players spread throughout. So we're going to see a lot more of our guys, like real life players. Kirk Heinrich leading college basketball in steals. He's going for 12 points a game, 4.1 assists, 3.7 steals, 43% from the field, 41% from the 3-point line. I thought Emeka Okafor would be high. Okay, so Emeka, he's one of the biggest shot blockers in the country, 2.5 a game. He's getting 8.1 rebounds, 12.1 points per game. We're gonna look at the league leaders to keep track of where these guys are. Basically, at the start of this, at the midpoint of the season and the end of the season. We can look at team stats as well, just kind of like who's the points per games right now. It's Kansas, Tennessee. I think we'll probably just kind of look at this kind of at the end of the year though as well. That's not quite as interesting. So that's our polls. That's the what players are looking really good. Now we're going to jump over and do our mid-season recruiting. Okay, so I just told it. Okay, now it's the midway point of the season. Give us our top 3 for the 2003 class. So now it's going to come up with this and it's going to spit out all of, here's the mid-season ranking. So here we go. So Chris Paul leaning Wake Forest, local connection. Also Duke and North Carolina. Aaron Brooks, Oregon, UCLA, Gonzaga. Ronnie Brewer, Arkansas, Kentucky, Duke. Shannon Brown. We'll go through this a little bit more in depth here in a sec, but we'll just kind of show Shannon Brown, Michigan State. Small forward, LeBron leaning Duke, UNC, Ohio State. PJ Tucker, Texas, North Carolina, Duke. Darrell Wright, definitely looking like he's staying on the West Coast. Travis Outlaw, Luol Deng, so he's looking like Duke, UConn, UNC. Millsap, kind of smaller-ish schools with Kentucky. Villanueva, UConn, North Carolina, Duke. Leon Poe, Cal, Stanford, UCLA. Humphreys looking at Minnesota. Brandon Bass leaning LSU. Amari, Florida, Kentucky, Duke. Kendrick Perkins looking like Texas, LSU, Duke. So that is where guys are leaning. I think it's very interesting. Luol Deng, he has 40% chance. He says the chance to play alongside talents like LeBron at Duke makes it more appealing. So I like how we're going to have like little story elements like that. Like Luol literally says, like, I think teaming up with like LeBron and Luol both kind of say it about each other. We might want to team up. And I think those type of story elements are going to make this, recruiting thing even more interesting. So that is the last time we'll look at recruiting, guys, till after the season is done. So now we are going to sim to the tournament. So like I keep saying, we don't have a ton of our guys spread throughout college basketball, but the further we get along in 3-4 years, we're going to have KD, LeBron, Dang, all these guys, like 60, 70, 80 guys. And it is just going to, the further we get in the sim, guys, the more interesting it is going to get as far as watching tournament games and stuff. So going to try to watch 2 to 3 tournament games where we can go in, watch the games live. There isn't really a super sim feature in this, so I had to make the quarters really short because I can't sit here for 20 minutes, a half each game. So it's going to be 5-minute halves, just only for the games that we watch live. But yeah, we're going to try to find some good matchups, watch some of the big time players in the tournament, and we'll watch like the national championship each year as well. Okay, so here we are in the tournament. We could watch some Selection Sunday. I think I can kind of go through it pretty quick. Okay, so here it is, 65 team field, 31 conference champions, 34 teams. So guys, also after this episode 1, there should be a 3 to 4 episode series. If you guys think I should focus on some more things, look at more things, whatever, let me know down in the comments. So here we go. Here's the top 25 going into Selection Sunday. So that is what we're looking at. Here's kind of on the bubble: Nebraska, Texas, Bradley, Temple, Alabama, Gonzaga, SMU, Michigan State. So East Region, we got Kansas, Tennessee, Marquette, Texas A&M as our top 4 teams. So Kansas has Kirk Heinrich. Marquette has Dwayne Wade. So Dwayne Wade getting his team to a 1 seed. Okay, so I'm going to go through this pretty quick. But then we'll be able to see, so here's the conference breakdown: Big 12, ACC, Big East leading the way. Who's in, who's out. So that's who's in, who just missed the cut. Obviously, too, guys, once we have more of our guys actually on these teams, it's going to make it even more interesting. Selection Sunday. So there was Selection Sunday. Let's look at the tournament tree. So we got Kansas, UCLA, Xavier, Army, Texas. I want to see if we have any big time matchups in the first round. Georgetown, probably not that we're going to have games we want to watch in this first round, obviously. We might have a North Carolina UConn game coming up, which could be really cool. Duke. Okay, so we're going to sim through this first week because I don't think we're going to have any Oh no, I simmed through more than I wanted to. Okay, so I'm still going to be messing with this sim and how it works. Okay, so we might have a UConn. If North Carolina beats UAB, they are going to play UConn in the next round. So I think we'll watch that game. Let's go look at the other side. Kansas might play Louisville or Indiana. UCLA, Davidson versus Xavier. A&M, West Virginia, Illinois. So Illinois got Darren Williams. Washington, Auburn, and Georgetown. Okay, so I think I want to sim this UAB game, but I don't want other games ahead of it to be simmed. So North Carolina does win, and they're going to play UConn. So North Carolina has Ben Gordon and Emeka Okafor, and then Raymond Felton is at North Carolina. So this is the game we are going to watch. Now, how I watch the games, this is where it gets kind of interesting. I kind of had to figure out a way to do this. So now we can play. So it is really weird, guys. It was like a big workaround to even figure out how to do this, because it's really hard to actually get into games where you're not controlling the team. But now we can play game. I'm not going to pick either side. We're just going to let it go down the middle. So UConn's an 89. North Carolina is a 92 overall. And now we are going to watch the game live. Now, I can't super sim, so I'm just going to be watching the whole game. But I'll be cutting out, parts that aren't interesting, so you guys aren't going to have to watch the whole game, but we'll leave a good amount in so you guys can just watch it. So here it is, guys, tip off with just a huge matchup right here. I think this would get them to the Elite 8. I should have looked at that a little closer. So like I said, guys, this is my first time getting through all this, so I'm just kind of trying my way. By the time we get a few more seasons in, I'll get a better rhythm on how to go through the sim. So UConn's really passing this around right here. Gonna pass it over. I think number 1 is Ben Gordon. They are really not wanting to get shots up. There it is, 3 seconds on the clock, and they get blocked, and UNC can get out on transition here. They're going to go up, and that's actually going to be a charge. They're calling a charge on Raymond Felton, so it's going to be UConn ball. Felton should have put a bit more of a move on the guy there. Okay, going to back a little cross. It'll be very interesting to see what type of plays they're running, how many shots these teams are going to get up. I wonder if I can adjust the shot clock. I might have to turn that down a little bit. Here we go. Really just swinging it. Turnover again, and UNC is out in transition, going up, and this time no offensive foul, and that is Raymond Felton with the bucket there. Sideline reporter Tracy Wolfson. Okay. Gonna pass it around. I mean, UConn's offense is looking pretty anemic here. I think number 1 is Ben Gordon. Little bounce pass. They got a little mid-range jumper there, and they are gonna brick it. And UNC is, when they get the ball, UNC is pushing it. But here they are. They're gonna set up their offense here. I think that's Raymond Felton there, number 5, I believe. Dish it into the post, and there it is, and the foul. So can UConn, and these 5-minute halves, guys, like I said, it's just because I can't super sim, so these 5-minute halves are gonna go by quick. That is a huge one to be up 5-0. There's only 8 minutes left in the game, so every bucket is gonna be absolutely massive. UConn has not impressed me offensively so far, but we will see. Just whipping it around, using a ton of shot clock here. I wonder. Okay, yeah, so I can't affect how long the shot clock. I think that's Ben Gordon from the corner of Mecca. You got to get that board, my guy. Oh, he's going into the lane. That was a nice little crossover. Honestly, I don't hate the graphics in this game, considering it's 2K8. Yeah, these graphics, honestly, I don't hate. Over to the little mid-range off the window. McCants has 5 points, and UConn has gotta pick it up. It is kind of now or never. We're halfway through the first half, so they really got to get it going here. Emeka dishes it over to the wing, kind of setting up at the top. Little clutch pump fake. Ben Gordon working there. He's just going to pass it out for another 3, and they drill it. That was a tough shot. That was not really open, but they were able to drill it. Okay, this is Raymond Felton, number 5. He's got Okafor, a little bounce pass into the paint there. Okafor, okay, swing it. They're going inside to Raymond. This is their star point guard. Man, the shot clock is long in college basketball. Freaking 35 seconds. Oh, and there's a steal. Oh, and they can push it. Can UNC get back in transition? Little spin move in the lane, got clogged up. That was actually nice transition D. Oh, and they're going to go inside to Emeka. Oh, he front rims it, gets his own board, front rims it again, but he is going to go to the line here. So Okafor, we finally see a little bit from him, drills that one. And we are going to get some subs here for both teams. So this is going to be, if he makes this one, it'll be 7-5 for UNC. Okafor at the line. Goes 2 for 2. So that's a couple of big free throws there for Emeka. Oh my gosh, that was a horrible inbound pass. UConn, little drop over off the glass and they tie it up. So UConn, I believe that was Ben Gordon with the finish inside. That was a nice play by Ben. Guys, I can honestly not wait till we get further along and we're seeing LeBron and CP3 in these games. It is going to be cool. Here's UNC going to Raymond Felton, back out, back over. UNC lost all the momentum here. We only have a minute left in the half. Oh, that's a nice little cross course pass, mid-ranger, but Okafor gets the rebound. He pushes it to Finley, the point guard, and he gets fouled to the line. I think this would be a 9-0 run if they make both free throws here. So Raymond Felton is coming out for UNC as well, and they drill it. UNC needs to get it going on offense here. Stop the bleeding. Drop it inside. Okafor almost blocks that and definitely disrupted the shot there. Oh, but there's a bad pass into traffic and now UNC's going the other way. Drops it in. Oh, he tries to dunk on Okafor, but gets fouled. Okafor is a tough guy to deal with down low. He's big, blocks shots, gets boards, but he does commit the foul there. UNC can tie it up right before the half here if they nail both their free throws, and they do. So we're 9-9 right here. They kind of holding for the last shot of the half here. Try to take an 11-9 lead. They're going to go inside to Okafor, kick it back. Kind of come around, a little mid-range Jimmy off the window. 4, 3, 2, 1. You got to get it up. Shooting guard. Oh, bricks it. So there it is. UConn 11-9 lead here over UNC. Okay, UNC 5 minutes left in this one. You're only down 2. Lots of time. Raymond Felton kind of dishing it around. Swing back to Felton. This is their star. He's got to start doing something. I don't, maybe he's got 2 points so far. Kind of kicking it, swinging it. Raymond doing work on the outside. Man, these shot clocks are long. Swing, kind of a contested mid-range. Don't love that. And now UConn can get out, run, drop it inside, and that's only a 2 though, and he nails it, a mid-range jumper, and that's gonna put UConn up 4 here. Swing, gonna drop it down into the post, but there's Okafor, and Okafor is making it super tough to get anything going underneath. He has been a huge difference maker in the paint, you know, affecting shots, getting boards, and he might be the difference in this one. Oh, number 1 is Dodd. Okay, which one's Gordon? Oh, Ben Gordon is injured. So this whole time I was thinking Dodd was Ben Gordon. So they're without their suit, one of their 2 stars for UConn. So it's kind of Felton versus Okafor in this one. Kind of just swinging it, fires it over, and there's a 3. Okay, so UConn is heating up, and that is going to be a big hole for UNC. I don't know if they're going to crawl out of that. They've scored 9 points. Oh, probably should have pulled that. They need 7 points in the last 3:30, and they need some stops. So I don't know. They try a little Jimmy, and it's short. Drops it off. Sola, Dodd, Randall, Mecca, 11 seconds. Is he going to ever? Oh, and that's actually a nice little drop pass inside, and all of a sudden UConn, look at that little bounce pass by Emeka, and all of a sudden UConn is doubling up UNC, and this one looks like it could be just over. Fires it over the wing. Like they went on it. They were up 7. Oh, there. Oh, you probably got to take that. That's a 3. Nope. Oh, that's a nice offensive board. Gets him with the pump fake up and under. A 3-point play would have been huge there. But yeah, UNC was up 7-0. And then UConn went on an 18-2 run. So Big time there. If you get the 3-point play there, that would have made it really interesting. But here, I mean, you're down 7. It's not over. You need a stop here and you need a quick score. Drops it off. Here we go. Still 16 seconds. I wish I could make this shot clock 24, even like 18 when I'm doing these 5.5. Okay, they fire it out to the wing. Don't get it. They do get the board. You got, oh, Raymond, push that ball, buddy. You had the numbers. And you need it here. You do not have time. Okay, that's kind of a mismatch spin. Oh, loses it. A little mid-range, and he gets the front roll. So they're down 5 with 1:45 left. Kind of just have it on the wing. Go inside. Oh, there it is. Off window. And that's going to put the lead back up to 7 with a 1.5 minutes. Do not like UNC's chances now. I think every time it does that, they're just calling a timeout, but I'm just kind of skipping through them where it's doing that weird reset on the wing. So here it is, 1:22 left. UNC probably not going to have enough here. Kind of drops it into the post there. Little turnaround jumper. That is a tough shot. And Emeka Okafor cleans up the board. Gets a really nice like skip ahead pass there. Some of his passes have been really nice. Okafor has definitely been the star of this game. I think he only has 2 points, but he's kind of doing it all for, you know, cleaning the glass, really protecting the rim. And he's had a couple of nice passes. So Okafor has really impressed me in this one. Only a sophomore. So, you know, he's going to be a building block for UConn for sure going forward. Okay, they have it on the wing. 6 seconds left. They're just kind of trying to eat some clock here. They're just going to pull this 3. And oh my gosh, I thought Okafor was going to get that board as well. 30 seconds left. You need that if you're UNC. It's going to be a foul, but I mean, it's going to be a little too late here. And the second one is up and he makes it. So 5-point game, 30 seconds left. It's a 35-second shot clock. So, you know, you're going to have to foul. Get into the front court, foul again. You're going to have to hope for some big misses here. Okay, so they inbound it and then they get the intentional foul. They basically had to do a bunch of intentional fouls in order to get UConn to the line there with only the 5-minute halves. But, you know, big free throws here. Oh, they missed the first one, but Okafor cleans it up, and you're going to put Okafor back at the line. This guy has been a star for UConn. He makes the first, going to get a second one, and this is going to be a 7-point ball game after he drills it. UNC quick up, kind of gets trapped there. Felton, okay, timeout. Okay, got it on the wing. Okay, here's the inbound. They're going to go try to get it underneath. 13 seconds. I mean, you better get some freaking shots up, my boy. You're down 7. Got a little mid-range there. Okafor, another rebound. They are going to foul him, but that is going to do it. UConn comes back from down 7 and kind of blows UNC out, honestly. Okafor was a star for them. Legit. Made his free throws. He's going to have like 6, 7, 8 points. Ton of rebounds. You know, was blocking shots and really affecting people under the rim. So Okafor was a star today. Drop it inside. They're actually able to hit it at the buzzer, but that is going to do it, guys. 24-17. There's the final bucket. UConn is going to advance. Going to look at just our box score. So Raymond Felton really didn't get much going. He was 1 for 1. UConn, though, Okafor, 6 points, 5 rebounds, and assist. Didn't have technically any blocks, but, you know, was affecting a ton of shots. So he was definitely the best player in that one. Okay, so what do we have right now, guys? So this is going to be... So this is the Sweet 16 we're kind of in. So it's Kansas, Louisville, Davidson, Xavier, Georgetown. If we go to the other side, so it's going to be Tennessee or Arizona versus UConn. We had Marquette lost to Duke. That actually would have been a good one. That would have been Wade versus JJ Redick. I don't think we have anybody on Kentucky right now. So it's Duke, Kentucky versus Tennessee. Okay, so we're going to sim through this game. Arizona whoops Tennessee. So we got an Arizona-Kentucky game on that side. We got Kansas, Davidson, Illinois, Georgetown. So this is going to be the Elite 8. So Kansas, Davidson, Illinois, Georgetown, Duke, Kentucky, Arizona, Connecticut. Now, I'm going to just sim until the national championship just because this first season is going to take... Oh my God, Arizona whooped Kentucky. or Connecticut. Oh, sorry. Holy. Duke, Kentucky, and Kentucky whooped Duke. So we have Arizona, Kentucky, Kansas, Georgetown in the Final Four. So I'm going to sim through this game. So that is going to be it, guys. So Kansas beats or loses to Georgetown. So Georgetown's in and they're going to face Kentucky. And I don't think we have anyone on Kentucky. I'm going to look at my list here. Yeah, we don't have anybody. So we are going to watch this game, though. This is going to be the first national championship game of the sim. And here it is. Two number 2 seeds make it. Georgetown and Kentucky. Okay, so we don't have any of our guys actually on for either team. So we'll kind of go through this game somewhat quickly as far as me commentating, but we will crown our first national champion. Okay, so here it is. Kentucky drops it down, go out to the wing here. Little cross, kind of try to back down, kick it out. Fires it for 3. Kentucky misses. That's a big board underneath for the Hoyas. Kind of pushing it, tries to go up, blocked by Kentucky. They're getting out and pushing. So we're having some fast-paced basketball here. Okay, but now they're going to slow it down. Little jab step there. Jab, jab, pump, cross, go up and blocked. Holy, that was a gnarly block. Goes up and there is a layup for the Hoyas. So we're probably just going to watch the first half of this game just because it's the first season. We want to start getting in where we know more of these guys and we don't know any of the players on this team. So we'll probably watch the first half and then we're just going to sim to the end because I want to get further along in this sim where we can really know a lot of these guys. We can see LeBron versus KD versus Steph, you know, Kawhi Leonard. I'm actually going to include the Euros in this sim as well, guys. So I'm going to include Giannis and Jokic and we'll see where they get recruited to and stuff. So I want to kind of get through this first season, get into next year where we have LeBron, we're adding a bunch more players. So there's actually a nice little pump fake, but he isn't able to finish there. So we got a 2-0 game. Georgetown right now going for a little mid-range and he drills it 2-2. Gonna run maybe a little pick and roll. No, this center looks huge. So they have a little hop step. Ooh, I like that move. That was a nice little hop step into the lane. Okay, Kentucky. No. Oh, that guy's actually open for 3. Front rims it. Push it. Okay, over to the center. Fires it underneath. Front rim. Gets his own rebound. Oh my goodness. And he just slammed that down. Wow. What are they doing here? So they're saying no bucket there. Drop, pump fake. Ooh, I like that little mid-range, but he misses it. And this number 1 gets some boards underneath out to his white. No, doesn't make it. So there's a couple of misses there for the Hoyas. Over to Kentucky. Oh, they actually get this down low. Oh, but the center front rims it again. So, honestly, too, the basketball is going to get just better and better as we go, too, because the guys' ratings, all these guys are going to be forced to stay for 4 years. So by the time, Emeka Okafor and all these, LeBron and Paul and Chris Bosh and all those guys, by the time, there's a nice bucket for the Hoyas. By the time they're seniors, they're going to be 95, 96, 97 overall and should be really good for the games we're watching. 1:10 left in the half. Over, pulls it, and Kentucky's pretty cold right now. They have 2 points so far. Not what you want to see if you're a Wildcats fan. Boom, gonna go out to the wing. Gonna go inside. Ooh, that's a nice kick for 3. Doesn't make it. Kentucky cleans up the glass there. Gonna fire it over. They really got to get something going offensively here. We'll pump. Ooh, coming off the screen, drops it into his center. That's a nice pass back. Oh, a little hook shot for Kentucky, and they're finally able to get something to go down. 19 seconds left in the half for the Hoyas. Ooh, they tried to trap him on the wing there. Gets it out. Probably pull that maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Gonna go to the wing. 8 seconds left. Hold for the last shot. Oh, he gets it up underneath, and the Hoyas right before the end of the half here. That is a really nice pass. Bounce pass into traffic. Thread the needle. Very nice. Okay, they're going to push it, and they're going to go for the last shot, and they front rim it. So like I said, guys, because we don't know any of these guys, I want to get through this first season. We are going to sim to the end. So Kentucky They go 13-7 in the second half, and they actually win the first national championship of our sim. So Kentucky beats Georgetown. Let's just look. The best one for us would have been if it was Kansas, Arizona, because those we actually had players on both teams. We ended up having no players there. Okay, we are going to sim through this day. Then we're just going to kind of look at the year wrap up here. Okay, so NCAA champions, Kentucky. They had a 90 overall senior point guard. So their backcourt was really good. Smooth them all forward. They had a nice guy coming off the bench for them as well. National Player of the Year goes to Carmelo Anthony as a freshman. 25 points per game, 7. Doesn't show his shooting stats, but Coach of the Year, Kentucky. Defensive Player of the Year, Gaines. Big Man of the Year, Freshman of the Year goes to Melo. First team All-Americans, we got Darren Williams, 18 points per game as a freshman, 4.6 assists for Illinois. So that's huge. Melo, obviously first team All-American. What were his shooting splits? 42%, 28%. So he honestly wasn't super efficient this year. He should be a lot better by next year. Michael Crawford also. Second team, Luke Ridenour at Oregon, 17.5 points, 5.1 assists. Shooting splits for him were 45 and 37. So shot it pretty well. JJ Redick also as a freshman. So we had a really nice group of freshmen. 21 points per game. I want to look at his shooting stats. 43% and 38%. So there we go. Freshman All-American, those three all on it. Conference champions, we're not going to look at all that. So there we go. So that wraps up our first year. Now there will be transfers and stuff, but we will not be keeping track of them as much unless, I just don't have any way of knowing who's going to transfer before. Here's the coach carousel. Doesn't mean a ton for us. So yeah, we kind of were able to look, but I just want to take another quick look. So this is the final stats for the year. So Melo, second leading scorer in the country. JJ Redick in the top 15. Nick Collins, he's going to actually be done at Kansas. Assists, nobody really super high. Blocks, nobody super high. Steals, did Heinrich. Heinrich led the country in steals. He's a senior as well, so he's going to be done at Kansas. He got them to the Final Four. So that is kind of where we are there. Final poll. So Kansas, North Carolina. So this was going into the into the tournament. So not super important for us. So I just kind of wanted to look at these stats one more time there. Okay, so we are in the off season now, guys. So we are going to do one final look at our recruiting here. So this is going to be the final. So here it is, guys. So it's National Signing Day. Give me the final, pick decision for each prospect. So for each player in the 03 class. So here we go. Here's where they signed. Chris Paul, he chose Wake for strong local ties, opportunity to be a program leader. Aaron Brooks is going to go to Oregon. Ronnie Brewer is going to go to Arkansas. Shannon Brown is going to go to Michigan State. LBJ chose Duke. There we go. Trying to build a powerhouse. Texas for PJ Tucker. UCLA for Darrell Wright. Travis Outlaw is going to go to Mississippi State. Luol Deng is going to go to Duke, and he wants to play with LeBron James. Paul Millsap, Louisiana Tech. UConn is going to get Villanueva. Leon Poe, Cal. Brandon Bass, LSU. Humphreys is going to go to Minnesota. Amari Stoudemire is going to go to Florida. That's a huge pickup for them. And then Perkins is going to go to Texas. So there we go, guys. That is our final ranking. So just to kind of go through them, UConn, that's super interesting. They're going to have Villanueva playing with Emeka Okafor. He'll be power forward to Okafor, and then they'll have Ben Gordon. Amari taking over at Florida. Texas gets Perkins and PJ Tucker. So they are just going to have a couple of thick, mean dudes up in their front court. The biggest thing has got to be Luol Deng and LeBron choosing Duke. Coaching staff development chance for Deng. He says the chance to form a strong team with other top recruits like LBJ. LeBron chose Duke for its blend of academic excellence, basketball prestige, and the opportunity to play along by other top recruits to build a powerhouse team. Wake Forest, that's an interesting one for Chris Paul. That's an obviously huge pickup for them. so there it is, guys. That is our final class. So we're going to advance to next season here. It should show us. So here's the recruiting rankings, not including ours, ours where we're putting in the real players. So this is going to be interesting too, because this is really going to take into account who's, recruiting well, who's playing well in the sim itself. So for all Americans, Maryland, Duke, Boston College, Florida, Oklahoma, Ohio State, Mr. Basketballs, that's where a bunch of them went. 5 stars, it was Ohio State, Maryland, Northwestern, Kansas. So that was kind of the recruiting ranking. So now we are going to be at the start of year number 2. And now I'm going to make our 15 recruits that we had in that last season. I'm going to put them on the teams they need to be on. And then we are going to get into season number 2. All right, guys. So all those recruits are made and they are on their schools. We are at the start of the 2004 class. Now, start of the year, we're just going to kind of look at the preseason polls. So right now, they have UConn as the #1 team in the country. We can look. They got Ben Gordon, Emeka Okafor, both juniors this year. A couple other 87s. They also got Charlie Villanueva, one of the better recruits in the class last year. So UConn looks really good. North Carolina, Raymond Felton, and then a bunch of like autogen players, but a 91, a 92, and 89 really solid. We got Duke. They got JJ Redick and LeBron James as their 2 superstars, plus they got Luol Deng gonna be coming off the bench for them as another small forward. So those 3, they're not quite as good in the front court as some of the other teams, but you have JJ Redick and LeBron James with Luol Deng. That is nasty. We don't have any guys on Memphis, UCLA. Arizona has Andre Iguodala, 92 overall small forward, a nice shooting guard playing with him as well. Texas brought in PJ Tucker and Kendrick Perkins, so they're going to be starting 2 nice freshmen this year. And they have TJ Ford at point guard, so some good players there. We got Marquette. They're led by Dwayne Wade, 94 overall senior. They were a #1 seed, I believe, last year, so they have a chance to do something just based off, having Dwayne Wade. Keep going down. Michigan State, Georgia Tech. This is an interesting team too. They got Chris Bosh as a sophomore and Jarrett Jack as a sophomore. So they have 2 superstars. They have a nice shooting guard to play along with them as well with TR Capel. So they have a shot. Keep going down. We go to Syracuse. They have Carmelo Anthony, only a sophomore, debatably the best player in the country, won player of the year last year as a freshman. So if Syracuse goes on a run, it is going to be on the back of Melo for sure. Kentucky won it all last year. Not really looking great this year. I would not expect them to be, super high up. Georgetown was in the big game last year. They don't look amazing either. Florida is interesting. They have a front court with David Lee and Amari Stoudemire as a freshman. Actually, because they had David Lee, I made Amari a center. He played center in the NBA and power forward. So just so he would, have, they could have that really nice front court. So that is kind of the top, 25. Oh, actually Illinois too. They have Darren Williams, 91 overall sophomore. So they have, a really good superstar as well. Some of the other guys, Chris Paul on Wake Forest, Aaron Brooks. Those were kind of some of the other big recruits, but a lot of the guys went to teams that play teams that are in the top 25 right now. Okay, now we're going to get into the recruiting, guys, for this next class. So I'm going to bring up our recruiting rate here. We're at the start of the 04 season. This will be the next recruiting class. Remember where the 03 class will be. There will be sophomores during the 2004's first year, and where the 03 players sign will impact this year's class. So that's what I told him. Here's our list. And let's see, I said, give us our top 5 to start for each player, and we'll see what it spits out. Kyle Lowry leaning Villanova, which is where he went in real life. Also Duke, Kentucky, Wake Forest. Rajon Rondo, commitment locked, strong fit with the program. So it looks like he's going to end up Kentucky. Sean Livingston looking like Duke or Illinois. Shooting guard Aaron Aflalo, strong local ties with UCLA. Looks like he's probably going to stay out on the West Coast. J.R. Smith, high high interest at North Carolina, maybe Duke, UConn. Nick Young looking like USC, local attraction, chance to be a star, possibly UCLA as well. Rudy Gay, UConn, strong fit, program success with forwards. We got Duke, UNC, Kentucky. Josh Smith looking like Indiana or Kentucky. Corey Brewer, strong commitment to Florida, and he likes the program's vision. That could be interesting. They have Amari Stoudemire right now. They bring in him. Then we have Dwight Howard looking like Duke, UNC, Kentucky. If he went to frickin' Duke with LeBron, that would be nuts. LaMarcus Aldridge looking like he wants to go to Texas. Their front court would be Perkins, him, and PJ Tucker. Al Horford committed to joining Brewer at Florida. So Florida is kind of rebuilding what they actually have, but you had Al Horford with Amari Stoudemire up front. Al Jefferson looking like Mississippi State, maybe Kentucky, Louisville. Marvin Williams, North Carolina, Duke, Washington. Joakim Noah. So ChatGPT is kind of following the real life train where Noah, Horford, Ronnie Brewer all end up at Florida, but they'd have Amari Stoudemire. So that would absolutely be crazy. So this is a really good class. Rajon Rondo, Lowry's a big commitment. J.R. Smith, where he goes. Rudy Gay, like this class might be even better than last year. Dwight, LaMarcus Aldridge, like really good in the front court here. So this is going to be a very interesting class. We're going to check back up on this at the midpoint of the season. Okay, so we are going to now sim to the midway point, probably around mid-January, and then we will hop back in and look at recruiting again. We'll take a look at who's the top 25, what teams are performing well, and we'll look at some of the stats, like LeBron, all these guys, Carmelo, all those dudes are performing. All right, so I sim to January 30th, just a couple weeks up. Okay, we're gonna look around around basketball here. Look at our poll. So UConn, the #1 seed right now, they are 19-2 with Ben Gordon, a Mecca. Here's some of their stats, points per game. I wish it would show like leaders. Okay, so points per game, Ben Gordon, 16.7. Charlie Villanueva, as a freshman, coming in second leading scorer. There's kind of some of their other scores as well. Next up, we have North Carolina. They're sitting at 17-2 as well with Raymond Felton. You look, Crawford, their power forward, is averaging 30 points a game. Raymond Felton, 6 assists, 1.4 steals as well. Duke coming in at 19-2 as well. If you look, JJ, LeBron, kind of their two studs with Burnett. Won't let me see for some reason. You might have to do more scouting or something, but it won't let me see the stats for each guy, like their team leaders for some reason. But I'll go check. I definitely want to check on LeBron. Then we got Washington, Louisville, Georgia Tech here as well with Jarrett Jack and CB4, Chris Bosh. That is a killer combo. I don't know why it's not letting me see stat breakdown for these guys, but Jared Jack, yeah, that's like a nasty combo. UCLA, they're going to be starting Darrell Wright, one of our good freshmen as well. So they have a nice record. Syracuse on the back of Melo, and they have a nice shooting guard playing out beside him. Villanova, not really any of our guys. Marquette, so Dwayne leading them pretty well, 16-4. Kansas, Texas with Perk and PJ up there. Illinois, 17-3 in the Big Ten with Darren Williams. Florida right now with Amari and David Lee. LSU, they also have Brandon Bass, who they're starting. They actually have a decent starting five right there. Okay, we're going to look at some of the stats here now. So league leaders, Crawford at UNC is leading the country in scoring. Carmelo Anthony in third. He's at 28-7, 1 assist, basically 1 steal. What are his stats? Did his shooting stats go up this year? 51% from the field with 42 from 3. So he is super efficient right now, really taking off in his second year. JJ Redick coming in 22 points per game, so he's scoring really well as well. What are his shooting stats? 48 from the field, 45 from 3. That is just a scary combo for Duke. JJ with LeBron, like what a combo in college. Just LeBron attacking the paint, he can dish it out to JJ. Let's see if any. Oh, Chris Bosh. So Bosh is a sophomore right now, averaging 20 a game, 7 rebounds, 1.5 steal, 1.5 blocks. on 50 from the field, only 23 from three. He hasn't really extended his range yet, but Brandon Roy at Washington, they're actually a top 5 team. I forgot about Brandon Roy. He's playing well. Darren Williams, not getting a lot of assists, only 4 a game, but he's getting to the paint, 20 points per game. Keep going. Andre Iguodala, 18-5, 2.4 assists, 1.9 steals, 1.4 blocks. So he's kind of doing it all. And then we got Paul Millsap as well as a freshman playing really well for Louisiana Tech. Luke Ridenour for Oregon as well. If we go assists per game, this is kind of where we are. Jarrett Jack, right near the top of the country. So him and Chris Bosh, that is just a wicked. Oh, he's only averaging 7 points per game. He's just like really playing point guard back there. Steals, none of our guys super high. Blocks, McLeod 3.4. None of our real life guys. And as we keep going through, guys, like we're just going to be getting more and more of our guys, spread throughout. So we're just going to have more and more. As all our guys get better, and there will just be less auto gens near the top. But here's rebounds. I thought some of the UConn, I thought Emeka would be a little higher on those, but that's all good. I want to see how LeBron's doing in his freshman year. So he's averaging 14.9 on 3.6 assists. So definitely, Luol Deng got injured. So he's taking a bit more of a back seat. I mean, he has JJ Redick, who's their #1 option right now. I mean, 15 points per game as a true freshman obviously isn't bad. He's not quite doing what, and he's shooting 49% and 36 from three, 80% from the free throw line as well. Definitely wanted to look at him. I want to look at Florida and see how our guy Amari. So Amari is a true freshman, 16.4, 7 rebounds, 1 block, 1 steal. So he's playing really well. Him and David Lee, that's a nasty front court. And the other one I wanted was Wake Forest with, I want to see how Chris Paul's doing. Atlantic Coast, Wake. Chris Paul. So he's their second leading scorer. He's going up for 11 points per game, 5 assists. Only playing 23 minutes a game, so his minutes aren't super high right now. 41% from the one, so he's not shooting the ball great. CP's, he's still coming together a little bit, but not incredible so far. Okay, now we're in our mid-season recruiting. So I say, okay, mid-season, narrow it down to each player's top 3. Let's see where these guys are looking. So Lowry really looking like he wants to play for Villanova, maybe Duke, UConn. Rajon really looking like Kentucky. That's a huge pickup for them. That's where he went in real life. Sean, he's a lot more up in the air, either Duke or Illinois. Shooting guard, Aaron Aflalo looking like UCLA is going to be where he ends up. J.R. Smith looking like North Carolina, UConn, or Louisville. I'd like to see him at UNC. Oh my gosh. Oh no, that's USC. Yeah. So Nick Young looking like USC most likely. Rudy Gay looking like UConn, possibly Duke, and maybe North Carolina. Josh Smith looking like Indiana, Georgia Tech, Kentucky. Corey Brewer really looking like Florida. Yeah, definitely looking like Florida. Dwight Howard, North Carolina. So Duke was actually in the lead, but it looks like North Carolina has jumped out in front. They got him and J.R. Smith. That's a pretty wicked combo. LaMarcus Aldridge, definitely looking like Texas. Al Horford, yeah, definitely looks like he's going to end up at Florida. Mississippi State for Al Jefferson, most likely. Marvin Williams looking like UNC, so they could get Dwight, Marvin, and J.R. Smith, and then Joakim Noah. So looking like he's going to end up at Florida. So Florida and UNC could come out of here with some wicked recruits, like nasty. Texas could be just really cool with their 3 in the front court when you include last year's class as well. So that's where we are with the mid-season recruiting. Alrighty, so now we are gonna go. I guess I'm a little past the midway point of the season, but that's fine. We are gonna go to the tournament now. All right, so it is Selection Sunday. We are gonna check this out. Let's see how the tournament is looking. So 65 team field. Here's the top 5 kind of coming, or top 20 coming in right now. Here are top seed watch. So East Regional, we got Michigan State. They have Shannon Brown. Georgia Tech with Jarrett Jack and Chris Bosh. Villanova, and UConn, one of the best teams. Emeka, Ben Gordon, Villanueva. So that is that. So here is a conference breakdown for each team. So Big East, then SEC, ACC, Pac-10, Big 12. Who's in? Notre Dame, South Carolina, North Carolina, Kansas State, Kent State, St. Mary's, Southern Miss, St. Joe's, St. Louis, and Houston are out. So I want to look at the regions here. So who does Michigan State? They got Florida in this region, UCLA, Duke. Wow. So Duke, UCLA, Michigan State, kind of the big squads there. Then we got UConn in the West bracket, Texas, Louisville, and Bama down here. Then if we go south, we got Georgia Tech. Memphis is one of the higher seeds. Arizona with Iguodala. Ooh, Marquette. So Dwayne Wade coming in as a 7 seed. They might play North Carolina in game number 2. Villanova, Gonzaga, LSU, Miami, and Washington. Okay, so we are going to sim through the first round here. We're never going to watch any of the first round games. It's, we never know when the upsets are going to be or anything. So we're always going to sim through the first round. Okay, so first round is done. Michigan State, was there any big upsets? Kentucky, Florida, that's already a really nice game. Wisconsin, UCLA. Baylor goes down. We still got to wait for the UConn game, but I don't think they're going to lose. Stanford, Tennessee, and Louisville. So a lot of higher seeds won over there. Georgia Tech still has to play Winthrop. Memphis, Syracuse. So Cincinnati did go down. Marquette, North Carolina. That's a good game. Villanova still has to get through their game. LSU. Oh, so we did get a 12 beat a 5 here with Texas Tech going down. Ooh, we had a 3 go down to Pacific, and then Miami lost. Okay, so I think we're gonna just sim through these games as well. In the next round, if we have a really good matchup, then we'll hop in. Okay, so Michigan State beats Indiana. Kentucky beats Florida. So Florida goes down. Wisconsin loses to UCLA. So we got UCLA, Duke. UConn still has to play Kansas, and if they win, they'll play Stanford. Tennessee and Louisville. Mississippi State beat Bama. Georgia Tech gonna play Illinois. I don't know why it's not simming those 1 seeds yet. So it could be. I think that's the game I want to watch. It would be Carmelo versus Chris Bosh and Jarrett Jack. Arizona, North Carolina is the next matchup. So Marquette goes down to UNC. So that's going to be it for Dwayne Wade. He was a senior. Villanova and Georgetown is going to play. The winner of that's going to play LSU. They have Brandon Bass. We got Washington versus Pitt. So Washington has Brandon Roy. Where's Duke? Oh, yeah. So Duke, UCLA would play. Okay. Yeah. So I want to watch for sure this if Georgia Tech wins. So I need to sim through this game, but I really hope this doesn't sim the Syracuse game. No. Okay. Georgia Tech lost to Illinois. So so Illinois' Darren Williams. So this could be kind of cool. We could watch Darren Williams and Darren Williams versus Carmelo. I think we're going to watch that game, and then we'll probably just kind of keep simming and see where we're at. So yeah, this Syracuse-Illinois game is going to go to the Elite 8. So this just really is a superstar matchup. Both teams have just like one super duper star, Darren Williams and Melo. 26-8 versus 24-11. Elite 8 appearance on the line. Here we go. So tip. Get it out. So that's Melo right there with the headband. Darren Williams. He might be the one guarding the point there. I'm going to make sure there's no injuries. Literally, Melo is about to start. So yeah, Darren Williams, point guard. He is number 3. So Melo, little mid-range jumper, doesn't get it. They do get the rebound underneath, but they miss it. There's Darren Williams with the ball. Super athletic point guard. He was kind of matched up with Melo there. It actually looks like Syracuse is going to be running their zone defense right here, which is interesting. I'm going to go out to the wing. Going to pull a 3 and drill it. That is a huge 3 to start this one for Illinois. Gonna go inside, then go out to Melo. He's gonna kick it back to Melo. Yo, go to work, Makar. No. Kick it back. Still 16 on the shot clock. They're gonna bring Melo around. Okay, that's a mid-range. That's blocked. Melo gets blocked there. Go up, go to Darren. No, I just want to see Darren and Melo have the ball. Okay, run some pick and roll or something maybe with Darren. Yeah, they're definitely running their zone defense at Syracuse right here. Oh, that's a nice job getting in the passing lane, going for another 3. Ooh. Okay, here's Melo on the break, pushing it. Kind of trying to back a guy down here. A little hook shot. Ooh, they called a foul there. I don't know about that foul call, but they're going to give it to him. Goes up, drills the first. Second one is good. Okay, they're going to headman this ball. It's Darren trying to get up the court. They're really harassing him, kind of tiptoeing up the sideline there. Ooh, wow, that was a great pass by Darren, but a sick block underneath. Out in transition here for Cuse. They kind of pull it out, reset the offense a little bit here. Okay, go down into the post. That is a tough fall away jumper, and they can't get it to drop. Illinois still has this 3-2 lead. Okay, Darren Williams at the top here. Gonna get a screen, come around it. Oh, they're gonna pull the 3 off the pass there, brick it. They get the offensive board, a little baby hook there, and they gotta go out to a 5-2 lead here for Illinois. 2.5 left in the first half. Coming off a screen, he's gonna pull that mid-range Jimmy, and there it is. Melo in the mid-range drills that one. Here's Darren Williams getting up the court. Ooh, has a wide open guy for a triple, bricks it. Is Syracuse gonna push it here? Goes up to Melo, a little cross, spin. That's a nice pass. Ooh, he doesn't put up the shot though. Gonna go up to the top. Here's Melo, working on kind of the elbow there. Over, swing, and Melo for 3. Nope. Definitely a contested there. 1:20 left in the half. 5-4 game Illinois. Back out, Darren over, kind of working it around the 3-point line there. Couldn't really find a great opening. Oh my gosh, that was an unbelievable pass. That was like a behind the back bounce pass, but he isn't able to make the layup. Ooh, they're going to pull another 3 here, and they make it. They drill it. Illinois has been putting up a ton of 3 balls. Carmelo's going to sit for the last 30 seconds of the half here. Gonna have to try to get a good shot up without Melo on the floor. It is an 8-4 game for Illinois. You drop it down into the paint. You got to go up with it if you want it. Gonna kick it. Couldn't get an open shot off that kick though. 20 seconds left. Probably holding for a last shot now. Okay, here's probably going to be their action right here. Gonna drop it. Ooh, they actually kick it for a wide open 3, and he drills it. That is going to put us at 8-7. That is a big time shot unless Illinois can do something right here. They're going to put that up. Oh my gosh, he almost banked it in, but there it is, guys. 8-7 lead for Illinois over the Orange. Start of the second half here, 22 seconds left. Kind of doubling the top. They're not letting Darren Williams get in the paint at all there. He's going to get a wide open 3 in the corner, and they drill it. Darren Williams taking a ton of bodies up at the top, and he's able to find the open man on the wing for the 3 ball. And that has really been the difference here. Illinois is nailing 3s. Melo. Oh, he kicks it to Melo. That's going to be a mid-range, and Melo bricks it. That did not look good even coming out of the hand. They're going to drop it inside to the center. He goes up strong, and we got a 13-7 lead here. Illinois, Syracuse. It is now or never, guys. Melo, oh, gets him with the pump inside and the lay. Melo, beautiful little pump fake. Now they got a little bit of a press man defense here. Darren Williams, cross, go out to the wing, and this guy is just shooting every time he gets the ball. That is a huge rebound underneath, and another one goes up, and he nails it. Wow, so Illinois has a formula. Kick it out, get some 3s, and try to crash the glass. Melo kind of working. Ooh, that's a... Oh, you got to shoot that. They do get the foul there. Melo kind of brought in the defense. They swing it. I don't know if this guy can shoot. I mean, he just bricked a free throw, so maybe it wasn't actually a good idea for him to shoot the 3. Gotta hit this one. You're going to be down 5 with 3:23. Oh my gosh, I almost missed that one. Okay, Darren kind of working his way up the floor here. Want to probably eat some clock. Oh, but that's a great pass by Darren Williams. Kind of crossing, eyes up, cross, and then just drops in that bounce pass in the lane for the layup. And they have a 7-point lead with 3 minutes left. And Syracuse, do they? Oh, they do have Melo. I know I'm saying Melo's name a lot, but I mean, come on. He won Player of the Year last year. Okay, they're shooting a 3, and they drill it. That is a huge 3 by the Orange. Syracuse cuts it to 4. Pump, go up. Oh, and that's a foul on Syracuse. And makes the second. 6-point lead here for Illinois. We might need a Carmelo takeover if Syracuse wants a chance here. I think that was just a timeout. Go to Melo. Handoff there. Cross. Little pick and roll. Melo going to the hoop. 18 seconds. Melo, he's just going to turn and fire. Tries for the bank and isn't able to hit the mid-range. Melo's been a little off with his jumper today. Could be the difference if he doesn't heat up. And they're underneath. Oh, they call that a goaltending. That might do it. We're going to have 8 minutes left here. Or sorry, they're down 8 points with 2 minutes left. They got to get some shots up right now. Okay, go to Melo right there and just pull that. No, and they brick it. If Illinois scores here, it is probably game over. And they're going to pull another 3. Oh, they get another offensive board in the little hook shot. We'll watch one more offensive possession here for Syracuse, but that is basically going to do it. They're up 10 points now with 1:20 left. Syracuse has not just been able to hit their outside shots, and they've given up too many offensive boards. Melo kick. Around, gonna pull their own 3. Okay, they nail it. We'll give them a little bit more time here then. Darren Williams trying to get this ball up the court, kind of harassed. They needed a steal there. Kind of want to just hold this clock though. Guy in the corner if they want. Oh, Darren Williams is gonna pull it. He's gonna come up short. 23-16. We'll pick and roll. Well, that's another 3. Front rim. Syracuse does get the board, and they get fouled. And makes the first and drills it. So down 5 with 54 seconds left. Trying to get up the court. Is able to. Darren Williams kicks it out. Inside. Wow, what a pass, but he front rims it. Gonna kind of push it here. You need to score quick. Inside. Oh my gosh, that's a 2. But now they got to start fouling. Wow, that was a great pass off the pump fake. They're still down 3, and now they got a foul. Okay, so here's an inbound, 26 seconds left. This, I think, would be their last team foul and before they go on the line. So here it is. They do have Darren Williams on at the line. I'm assuming he's a good free throw shooter. Let's see. So D-Will makes the first one. That's going to make it a 4-point ball game and drills both. So that's probably going to put it out of reach. Nice little comeback here for Syracuse. You need a 3 really quick. You need to get a steal, or you got to miss some free throws. Kick it in, drop it out inside. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. So they make another one. It's back down to 3, 18 seconds left. So this isn't D-Will this time. So maybe this guy's not as good of a free throw shooter. Makes the first. Still up to 4 points. Ivy and drills it. So Illinois making their free throws here. Melo, pull that. 12, 11, going for 3. And he misses it. Okay, we are just going to sim to the end here just because there's going to be fouls and stuff. So, game stats, final box score. Illinois wins by 5. Darren Williams, 2 points, 4 assists. This Ivy was really good from 3, hit 3 threes. Syracuse, Melo, 4 points, only 2 of 8 though. So, Melo did not have his best day today. Okay, so let's look at our Elite 8 matchups. We got Illinois, Arizona, Villanova, Washington. So that's Iguodala versus Darren Williams. We don't have anyone Villanova, but Brandon Roy is on Washington. Michigan State, we have Shannon Brown, and Duke, obviously, you have JJ Redick and LeBron. And then, oh my gosh, I really hope we get Duke versus UConn. We got to watch that game. Oh man, Duke versus UConn would be unreal. Okay, so I'm going to sim through these games. So Illinois beats Arizona by 3. Villanova beats Washington. And we got Duke versus UConn. Oh my goodness. So that is crazy. Duke and UConn. So many of our guys are in that game. We got to watch that one. Okay, so both teams are 97 overall. Duke's 100 on defense. Or sorry, on offense. 88 on defense. So definitely Duke's a better offensive team. Connecticut's better defensively. This is a matchup to go to the national championship. We got JJ Redick, LeBron James, and Luol Deng versus Ben Gordon, Emeka Okafor, and Charlie Villanueva. So I want to look at numbers. I don't like how they don't put their names under their guys most of the time. So we got JJ, LeBron. Oh, is it going to say no? So JJ's number 4. LBJ's 23. Luol Deng, he's healthy. He's number 11. Then for UConn, Ben Gordon is number 11. Okafor, big man in the middle, 34. And at Villanueva is 22. What a game. Here we go. It's up and Emeka wins the tip. 5-minute half. So this is obviously, you just got to get it done here. Okay, pass it around. Emeka over, a little mid-range jumper, and UConn hits the first bucket. Okay, LBJ playing for Duke, inbounds it to JJ Redick. Oh no, that's JJ Redick there. So they got a couple of white. Oh, they got 3 white boys for Duke. I guess that makes sense. Little pick and roll at the top. Got LeBron coming around. Okay, LeBron in the corner. JJ doing a couple of handoffs with the point guard there. LeBron coming around a screen from JJ. Inside. Oh, that's actually a really nice pass. It took them a while to get into their offense there, but Duke is able to get a really pretty easy layup underneath off a nice pass. Oh, a little trap there. And he goes up strong with the finish. Okay, UConn. So we got some scoring. Oh my gosh, that was almost... Okay, so those were 2 awful passes by Duke. I don't know what they were doing there. Pass over to Ben Gordon. Another little mid-range jumper, and UConn jumps out to a 6-2 lead. Okay, Duke. Okay, they're really bringing pressure when Duke's trying to get it up the floor. Okay, here's LeBron. You're going to try to take it to the hoop. Nope. Going to go to JJ. JJ pulls it and drills it. Only a 2, though. His foot must have been over the line. But LeBron passes over to JJ Redick, who nails the triple. Okay, going to go to the wing. Tries to get it into Emeka, but it gets stolen. Duke out on the break. They're going to pull it out, though. Inside. Ooh, back cut by LeBron. Really nice pass from the center down to LeBron. He goes up strong. Okafor fouls him, and LBJ at the line. First one up, and he drills it. Second one up, nails it. LeBron, 2 points here, and they tie it up 6-6. We got a lot of scoring here to start. Not a lot of misses here from these offenses. Go out to the wing. This almost feels like the Natty to me. Like, I think either of these teams is going to be the heavy favorite over Illinois or Villanova to me. So this is a massive one. Around UConn. What do you got? Pull it. Go inside to Okafor. Oh, and that's a foul. So a couple of big men battling down low, and Okafor gets the foul. So Villanueva is coming in here for UConn. Nice little stretch forward to play with Okafor. Okay, LeBron there really pressuring the ball, trying to inbound it here. LeBron coming around a screen. He's going to pull a mid-range jumper, and he misses it. Duke gets offensive board and gets the putback. 8-8. We're seeing really good offense from both these teams right now. Ben, no, that's number 1. Okafor over there. UConn is, this number 12 is just nailing his mid-range. Really nice. Okafor over. Pull the mid-range before the defender can come over. Oh, and there's... Oh, my goodness. That almost was another steal off the press. Okay, here's Redick. Oh, no. Sorry, the point guard. They look very similar. Going to run pick and roll with Redick. Redick's going to dish it back. Over to LeBron. Little pump. Put it on the deck. Little spin. Kick it to JJ. Oh, he misses the mid-range, though. LeBron with a nice little spin, then pass. But JJ isn't able to hit the mid-range jumper. Over to Villanueva. Number 1, UConn is not missing. They are hot as hell right now. JJ Redick up. out to the point guard here. You need JJ or LeBron to do something here in the last minute. Over to JJ. He's going to pull a mid-range. Oh my gosh, that is a silky smooth jump shot from JJ Redick. Cuts it down to 12-10. Little bounce pass. Oh, back cut. UConn, I think they've missed maybe 1 or 2 shots. Like, they are just so hot. Duke is keeping up, but it isn't easy. LeBron is going to sit here for the last 30 seconds of the half. Okay, you got JJ. Drops it inside, kicks it out. JJ on the corner, 8 seconds. They're going to run pick and roll. Nope, kick it again. Handoff. You got 2, 3. Lefty short. Okay, so UConn has a 14-10 lead over Duke. UConn is sizzling hot in the first half. Legitimately, I think they maybe missed 1 or 2 shots. So Duke, honestly, with how good UConn played, is lucky to be down 4. They had a turnover, but hey, they were hitting 2. And a kick. Ooh, that's their point guard off the pass from JJ Redick. He misses that shot. Drops it into the lane. Great pass there. And UConn just seems like a team of destiny a little bit here. Like, they are just not missing. They're playing perfect team basketball, making all the right passes. Try to get it to LeBron. They got their center. Ooh, that is a nice bank shot in traffic there for Ablard. Not sure how you pronounce that name. Okay, JJ in defense here. They have not really used Ben Gordon. I think that's Gordon there, trying to cross up JJ into a Mecca. Kicks it out. Now you got a Mecca. Oh, they called a foul. I didn't really see the contact there, but if Emeka makes his free throws here, gonna go back up to a 6-point game. Okafor nails his first and nails his second. I think this sim is just gonna be so cool, guys. Getting to see, like, LeBron's a freshman right here. We're going to get to see him for 3 more years. Him and JJ are going to still play together for 2 more years at Duke. So this is just the beginning for them. Going to be a dynamic duo. Okay, what do you got? Kicks it underneath. That's a nice layup by JJ. Man, how good these teams are offensively compared to like the Illinois-Syracuse game we watched this year. Night and day. Like, those teams just had 2 really good players and not a ton else. These teams are just loaded. LeBron, nice contest, but UConn will not miss. Beat the press here. Oh my God, that was a risky bounce pass. Kick it out to LeBron. Down 6 with 3:19 left. Oh, they have to hit this. Oh, and the point guard nails it. This is a great game. My goodness. And that guy's going to be open. Nails it. Oh my God, there's Ben Gordon's first points of the day. Duke still down 5. They're going to call a timeout here. Kind of crossing, gets in the lane, drops it, got JJ for a midi and misses it. And if UConn makes this bucket, this could be over. They're in traffic, but he gets his own offensive rebound, misses. Okay, they missed 2 in a row. Duke, you got a chance. LeBron, nice pass underneath. Vintage LeBron on the fast break, finds his man under the hoop. UConn has a 4-point lead, 2:16 left. Okay, kicking it around. Ben Gordon trying to get in the lane, gets shut off, gets it into Okafor, though, who has a great just layup in traffic underneath. Bring in their little press. Okay, they're calling timeout here. 24-19. Duke is down. Got JJ in the corner. Ooh, little pump fake from JJ. Okay, they get fouled. JJ with the nice pump fake puts it on the deck. First free throw, drills it. JJ Redick. Okay, second free throw, JJ drills it again. So 24-21 UConn over Duke. Ooh, he's got it open. Ben Gordon nails the mid-range. And did they just throw that out of bounds? Was that a turnover? Oh, and they turn it over on the inbounds. And that might do it, honestly. If UConn makes this bucket, it's probably over. That turnover is tough. UConn gets it into a Mecca, kicks it to Ben Gordon, over to the top. 1.5 left. Okafor at the top. Drops it inside and they make the layup, and UConn just feels like they can't miss today. It hasn't been Duke's offense. Duke's offense has been fine, but their defense like just hasn't been able to close out on shooters fast enough and get stops. JJ at the top pulling that three. If that went down, all bets were off. But that is probably going to do it. We're probably going to have UConn facing off against either Illinois or Villanova. Dodd again. Oh my gosh, they finally miss a mid-range. 7-point game though. If JJ would have made that last three, it would have been a 4-point game right now. JJ trying to work, gets to LeBron, kicks it. That is going to be a miss. Okay, we are going to just super sim or just simulate to the end of the game. So UConn gonna get it done. They win 28-25. JJ had 8 points. He was 3-6. LeBron, 4 points, 2 assists. If we go to UConn, Dodd was their best player. 5 of 8, 2 for 2 for Gordon, 3 for 3, 1 for 1. Like, yeah, they missed 5 shots today. And they book their ticket to the Natty. So it's going to be UConn versus Villanova. So 2 1 seeds. I've already watched 2 full games this year, so we're actually going to just super sim through this one. So the super simming, it's just really annoying. So basically the super simming in this old one, this is why I kind of have to sit through the whole game for each one, where when I do, so there's hoopcast, so you can do the hoopcast, but you can't actually, unless someone knows how, you can't actually jump in and watch. So you can kind of follow along, but there's no way to actually hop in. Like you can simulate to the end of the game. That's why I have to make each half only 5 minutes, because I have to literally sit and watch the whole entire game. So it's really kind of annoying. Whereas if when you get into the newer games and like even NCAA 14, which I play a lot of on this channel, you know, you can just super sim and just hop in and out of the game, which would have made this much better. But right now, it is second half. It is a really close game here. 64-55 now. So UConn's got a bit of a lead. 66, 67, 61. 9 minutes left. Okay, we're simming through. 87-76. And there it is. So UConn is going to get it done. Ben Gordon has 14. Villanueva has 10. 16 for Smithson. Okafor finishes with 16, 8, 3 assists, 3 blocks. So Okafor was very good. So that is going to do it, guys. UConn is going to win the national championship. So they get it done. So far we got Kentucky first year, UConn year number 2, NCAA champs. And they have a lot of guys returning. They lose Smithson and Dodd, but they're still going to have Okafor, Gordon, and, you know, Villanueva is just going to step into the starting lineup next year. Player of the year, Michael Crawford, senior power forward for UNC. Mid-major coach of the year. Defensive player of the year, the Smithson guy. 1 block, 1 steal a game. Power forward for UConn. Big man of the year, Crawford. Freshman of the year, Amari Stoudemire wins it over LBJ. 18.7, 1 steal, 1 block. He was really good. First team All-Americans, we got Luke Ridenour, JJ Redick, Carmelo Anthony, that Michael Crawford, and Casey Chadwick. But 3 real-life players, and then the National Player of the Year. JJ, 23 a game. Just a great score. Him and LeBron is just a scary combo going forward. 49, 46 from 3. Really nasty. Melo was actually better this year again. 27, and his shooting splits were crazy too. 47 and 35 from the line. So he got much better shooting the ball this year. Second team, Darren Williams, who got his team to the Final Four, had a great year, 19 points per game. We got Brandon Roy, 21 points a game for Washington, who got pretty far in the tournament as well. And then we got Andre Iguodala, only a sophomore, really nice season for Arizona. Freshman of the year, so we got Chris Paul. He went for 12, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Did his shooting splits improve? Start of the year, they weren't great. Got up to 43 and 32, so they did improve. He'll probably be a lot better next year. LeBron, 13.8, basically 4 and 4. He's really the second option right now. His shooting splits 46 and 32 from 3, so pretty good from a freshman. We got Brandon Bass, 14 points, 5 rebounds for LSU, and then we also got Amari Stoudemire, who won Freshman Player of the Year. So that is kind of all our awards. All right, guys, so we got National Signing Day for our recruiting now. Okay, National Signing Day, give me every player's final choice. So here we go. Kyle Lowry ends up at Villanova. Local ties, our opportunity to play as a freshman. Rajon Rondo playing for Kentucky, like that choice. Sean Livingston opts for Duke. He's going to be playing with LeBron and JJ. Aaron Aflalo ends up at UCLA. That's a big pickup. J.R. Smith, final choice, UNC. Big pickup there. Nick Young goes to USC. Hometown, like it. Rudy Gay goes to UConn. So the national champions get one of the best upcoming freshmen. Josh Smith at Indiana. It's a nice pick. Corey Brewer, Florida. Dwight Howard goes to UNC. So UNC gets a couple of big recruits already. Aldridge, Texas. Al Horford, Florida, wants to team up with Brewer. Jefferson, Mississippi State. Marvin Williams goes to UNC. So they have a wicked threesome. Joakim Noah, Florida. There we go, guys. So that is the final class. Florida, Al Horford, Joakim Noah, and Corey Brewer. We got UNC gets Marvin Williams, Dwight, and J.R. Smith. So both those easily had the best classes, but kind of factoring in for the future, Sean Livingston, now you're going to have a backcourt eventually of Livingston and JJ with LeBron. And then UConn going to have a Emeka Okafor, Ben Gordon, Rudy Gay, Charlie Villanueva next year. Dwight Howard and UNC, obviously, I really like how all those guys fit. And then Texas, like LaMarcus Aldridge playing with Kendrick Perkins and PJ Tucker. But Florida is just crazy. They have now they're going to have their front court is going to be David Lee, Al Horford, Joakim Noah, and Amari Stoudemire. I don't even know how you're going to play them all together, but there we go. So now looking at the AutoGen player recruiting. So Duke comes in with 4 All-Americans, North Carolina, Georgia Tech, Texas, Gonzaga. Number of 5 stars. Yeah, Duke had the best class. North Carolina, Florida State, Washington State. But yeah, so Duke's going to be really good. North Carolina, Florida State. Okay, so I'm going to make all those recruits, put them on their teams, and then we're going to get into the 05 season. All right, so here we are at the start of the 05 season. So I did just make all the recruits that are coming into college. We're going to look a little deeper into that as we go. But first, I want to look at the polls and just look at the top 25 kind of coming into this season. So number 1 team is Duke, and they are absolutely loaded. They have Sean Livingston, true freshman, starting at point guard. JJ Redick is back. He's a 95 overall. They have LeBron James as a sophomore, 93. Luol Deng, I moved him to power forward, so he'll actually get some minutes this year. And then they have a senior center who's pretty good. So they are absolutely loaded. A really good bench as well. Then we got Florida as the number 2 team in the country. 89 point guard, 87 shooting guard, 87 small forward, and then they have David Lee and Amari Stoudemire and Al Horford coming off the bench at in their front court. Now, I guess because we're on Florida, we'll just kind of get into the recruiting a little bit here as well. So how I'm doing the recruiting for this sim, I can only make a player if they actually had freshmen coming in. So if you look at the list, so this is where the recruits have went to all the schools so far through the sim. So here's the list of where all the players have went through in the sim so far. And you will see for Florida, we had 2 guys in the red. We had Kentucky with Rajon Rondo and Mississippi State for Al Jefferson. And basically they actually just, like, for Florida, they only recruited 1 freshman in their class. So I made Al Horford out of that freshman. Kentucky and Mississippi State had none. So I'm basically going to call those guys red shirts. So Rajon Rondo is just going to red shirt for a year. Al Jefferson, Brewer, and Noah. And honestly, it really kind of makes sense for Noah and Brewer especially. And then when they get recruits next year that are freshmen, I will make those guys, and it'll be like they just sat on the year for 1 year and got red shirted. So that is kind of the idea. But Gay, Livingston, J.R. Smith, Dwight, Marvin Williams, LaMarcus, Aaron Aflalo, Nick Young, and Kyle Lowry are all on their actual teams. So Florida number 2, we got Texas. They're super interesting this year as well. They got Kendrick Perkins, TJ Ford, PJ Tucker, plus LaMarcus Aldridge is going to be coming off the bench for them. Arizona has Andre Iguodala, a 96 junior, going to be a really good player for them. UConn, defending national champs. They're bringing back Ben Gordon Gordon. They got Rudy Gay coming in. They got Charlie Villanueva and Emeka Okafor. So UConn could easily go back-to-back. They're loaded. Kentucky, decent team this year. Actually, a really nice backcourt. Their point guard's a senior, so next year when they get Rajon Rondo in the room, he should be in a really good spot. North Carolina, Raymond Felton starting, one of the best players in the country, 96 overall. They have Marvin Williams as a true freshman and Dwight Howard as a true freshman. Plus they brought in J.R. Smith, who's going to be coming off the bench for them. So UNC is going to be a really good team. Michigan State looks pretty good. Villanova, they look not bad. Lowry's not starting for them. Brandon Roy back for his senior season with Washington. He's going to be kind of their team. Syracuse is going to be really good this year. Again, they have Melo. They don't actually have a lot around him, but Melo, debatably the best player in the country this year. Georgia Tech, they're very interesting. They have just kind of their two-headed monster, both juniors with Jarrett Jack and Chris Bosh, and some decent other pieces around them. Illinois, who made the Elite Eight, or final, actually, yeah, they made the Final Four last year with Darren Williams and Elijah Ivey are kind of their two best players, kind of running the show for them. Mississippi State has Travis Outlaw. And USC, Nick Young is going to start for USC, and they have a really good point guard. Indiana has Josh Smith starting at power forward for them. UCLA is starting Aaron Aflalo and Darrell Wright. So they have a couple of guys as well. So that is what we're kind of looking like in the preseason. Now we're going to take a look at the recruiting before the year starts. Now, I'd say this is a good class coming up, this 05 class, but definitely not as talented as the last two. So still going to be some really good players, but we will see. So typed it into ChatGPT. We're at the start of the 05 season. This will be the next recruiting class. Make sure to remember where the 04 class, they're going to be sophomores, and where the 03 class, they're going to be juniors during the 05's first year, and where the 03 and 04 players signed will impact this year's class. So here's the 05. It's going to give us our top 5 schools for the preseason right here. Okay, so here we go. First, Andrew Bogut. He's leaning Utah. Really likes the program fit and development history. We got Andrew Bynum looking at UConn, North Carolina, Kentucky. UConn coming in after Okafor. That would be huge. Lou Williams likes Georgia Tech. Strong local ties. Kentucky and Duke also. Monte Ellis likes Mississippi State, Kentucky, Duke, North Carolina, LSU. Darren Collison really likes UCLA. That would be nice to get Collison, Aaron Aflalo, and they have one other good recruit there as well. Mario Chalmers, definitely leaning Kansas right now. That's where he went in real life. Wesley Matthews leaning Marquette, also Wisconsin, Duke, Kentucky. So a few of those guards look like they're really leaning, pretty heavy in a few spots. Danny Green leaning North Carolina. That's where he went in real life. That would make sense. He'd really fit in with kind of what they're building right now. Wilson Chandler leaning DePaul. Tyler Hansborough leaning North Carolina. Also Duke, Kentucky, Mizzou. Gerald Green leaning Texas A&M. Also Kentucky, Duke. So, Texas A&M and then some really big programs. Go to Martell Webster looking at UW, Washington. That would make sense. Also Kentucky, Duke, UCLA, and Gonzaga. Amir Johnson, he went straight to the league in real life. He's looking at USC, UCLA, so looks like he may stay around LA, if not Kentucky, Duke, and Cal. CJ Miles looking at Texas. That would actually be really good at Texas. They have a ton of front court stuff right now. Getting CJ Miles, playing in the back end would help. Brandon Rush leaning Kansas right now. I believe that's where he went in real life. Also Mizzou, Duke, Kentucky, Indiana. There it is. So that's the class, guys. It's a good class, like I said, but not incredible. Some decent players, but definitely the last two were quite a bit better. So we're going to check up again on this at the midway point of the season. All right, we're going to sim to about mid-January, and then we'll see where we're at. All right, midway point of the season. Let's look at our polls right here. So Kentucky, Maryland, Florida, all undefeated right now. I didn't really expect that from Kentucky this year. All auto-generated players. They don't really have any of our guys. They got Rajon coming up, but okay, Maryland, once again, all auto-gens. Not the best team, but they look pretty good. Florida, definitely one of the better teams. David Lee, Amari, Al Horford coming off the bench. They're just really good all around. Andre Iguodala and Blankenship leading the way for Arizona. Tennessee is 18-1. All auto gens for them. Duke 16-2 with JJ and LeBron. Villanova in the Big East, bunch of auto gens, but doing well. Brandon Roy and UW, Syracuse up there, Illinois, UNC, UConn, USC. Now I want to look at some of the league leaders. So right now, Brandon Roy is leading the country in scoring, 31 points a game. He is absolutely blowing up. 6 rebounds, 4 assists. What are his shooting stats? 46%, 35 from 3, 84 from the line. So killing it. Once again, Melo right there, second in the country in scoring. You know, looks like even a little bit better stats than last year. Actually, shooting's down maybe a little bit. Only 43% from the field, like that a little higher. Paul Millsap, 25 points a game. Amari and CB4, Chris Bosh, basically neck and neck points per game. Amari's got him a bit in rebounds and assists. Steals, they're the same. Amari's a little bit more in blocks. Field goal percentage. Amari's much better there, honestly better from the 3. So Amari's just a little bit better of a player right now than Bosch, but both really good. Keep going down. Chris Humphries at Minnesota, 23 points a game as a sophomore. JJ Redick at Duke, kind of splitting time with LeBron, so it'll be interesting to see if either of them end up putting up huge stats. Andre Iguodala, 21, 6 and 3, 2.2 steals, 2 blocks, so an absolute terror on defense as well. So been really good for Arizona. Emeka Okafor for UConn, 2.5 blocks a game, 7 boards, 20 points. And those are all the league leaders. Brandon Bass at LSU as well, one of our guys. So we sort by rebounds. Lot of auto gen guys. None of our guys are getting huge board numbers right now. Assists. TJ Ford leading the country. So he's going for 8.5 points, but 10 assists a game, by far the most in the country. So he's having a really nice year. Steals, that's kind of the list right there. This guy, 3 steals a game as well. Blocks. So Josh Smith as a freshman at Indiana, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 1.5 assists, and he's getting 2.8 blocks. David Lee getting a ton of blocks for Florida. Emeka Okafor right near the top of the list as well. I wanted to look at a few other guys. So Chris Paul right now, 16 points a game, 5.7 rebounds, 4.8 assists. Last year's shooting numbers honestly weren't great, 41 and 35. So Paul's been just kind of okay. I don't even see LeBron. There's Dwight Howard, 10, 4 rebounds. He's only getting 18 minutes a game. J.R. Smith getting 18 minutes a game. Where is LeBron? Did LeBron get hurt or something? Oh, there he is. I just skipped over him. He's only going for 15.8, 26 minutes per game, so could be getting a little bit more. 4 assists, one steal, almost 2 blocks, 40% and 35, so it's not even super efficient. So LeBron's been good, but not incredible. All right, so midway point, we're going to go back, look at our recruiting. Okay, so mid-season, give us the top 3 for each. So Andrew Bogut really looking like Utah's in the lead. Maybe Kentucky and Duke, though. UConn for Andrew Bynum. North Carolina. Probably shouldn't go to North Carolina. He'd be playing with Dwight. That's not a great fit. Lou Williams, Georgia Tech, Kentucky, Duke. Monta looking like Mississippi State. Maybe LSU. Maybe Kentucky. Darren Collison looking like UCLA, Arizona, and Duke. Mario Chalmers looking like Kansas, maybe Duke, maybe Florida. Wesley Matthews looking like Marquette, Wisconsin, Duke. Danny Green, UNC, probably going to end up there. Also UConn and St. John's. Wilson Chandler, DePaul, Michigan State, and Illinois. Hansbrough looking like UNC. UNC is going to get some big-time recruits over these last 2 seasons. Gerald Green looking like A&M, Kentucky, UNC. Martell Webster, UW, Kentucky, and Gonzaga. Amir Johnson going to USC. He'd be teaming up with Nick Young if he ends up there. CJ Miles, Texas. Brandon Rush, Kansas. Mizzou, Indiana. There we go. Okay, so that's the list, guys. Some interesting spots for sure. Okay, so now we are going to sim to the tournament, and yeah, we'll kind of see where everyone's landing here. Okay, so tournament time. Gonna watch the selection show. So here are the top 10 to 20 teams right now coming in. Arizona with Iguodala is going to be the number 1 seed in the East Regional. South Regional, it's going to be Kentucky, Midwest Maryland, and West Villanova. Okay, so only one of those teams actually has some of our guys on it right now. So Tennessee, 2 seed. Okay, so there's the top 4 in each. East Regionals, Arizona, Tennessee, Cincinnati, UConn. Midwest, Maryland, Duke, Washington, Seton Hall. South is Kentucky, Texas, Illinois, Ohio State. West is Villanova, Florida, Michigan State, Syracuse. Okay, so definitely could be some good matchups. Big East leading the way, then Big 10, SEC, Big 12, Pac-12, ACC, Conference USA, A10, and Mountain West. So Michigan, Texas A&M, DePaul, Marquette get in. Marshall, New Mexico State, Cal, St. Joe's, and USC miss. Okay, so can go look at the bracket here. So obviously we're not going to have any huge matchups in the first round, most likely. Here's kind of what they're looking like, though. If we ever did, maybe we'd watch one, but going to make more sense to kind of sim through and then watch as we get further along. Ohio State, Ohio, Nebraska, Nevada, Wisconsin, Texas, Maryland, UNLV, North Carolina, Seton Hall, Washington. Okay, so we are going to sim through the first round here, and then we will see if there's any big upsets. So Arizona wins. Georgetown loses to Arkansas. Louisville advances. UConn, that's actually kind of close, but they do advance. Mississippi State wins. Cincinnati wins. UCLA goes down to Marquette. Tennessee wins. We still have to wait on this Villanova game. Memphis loses, so a 5 goes down to LaSalle. Syracuse gets a pretty easy win, and they have a somewhat easy draw after that now. Kansas State and Michigan State win. Arizona State and Florida both advance. Look on the other side. Kentucky still has to play. Georgia Tech advances. Oh, man. They were a 9 seed. Georgia Tech with Chris Bosh and Jarrett Jack. Indiana Butler. Indiana goes down. Ohio State wins. Nebraska loses to Nevada. Illinois advances. Wisconsin and Texas. We still got to wait on Maryland, but UNLV, Kansas, North Carolina. Oh, Seton Hall lost to Delaware. Charlotte lost to UL Lafayette. Washington won. Gonzaga beat A&M, and then Texas won. So here are the next round matchups. I don't think there's going to be anything that we're like, we need to watch that game necessarily. Georgia Tech, Kentucky's going to be a big one, but then if we look at the other side, Arizona State, LaSalle, Syracuse, South Carolina, Marquette, Tennessee, Mississippi State, Cincinnati, Louisville, UConn, Arizona, Arkansas. So we are going to sim through this next round again. So Arizona ends up winning. UConn goes down. That UConn team was loaded. I'm shocked they went down. Mississippi State beats Cincinnati. Tennessee beats Marquette. Villanova might play Syracuse in the next round. We're still waiting on that game. Michigan State, Florida. Then if we go over, we still got to wait on Kentucky, Georgia Tech. The winner will play Ohio State. Nevada, Illinois. Illinois is back in the Sweet 16. So Illinois with Darren Williams has been on a tear. Texas, that's actually a pretty big game. Texas, Illinois could have either Maryland or Kansas versus UNC. Washington goes down to UL Lafayette. So Duke is going to get pretty relatively easy draw. And then, we could have them in UNC next round. That if we can, that is going to be the game we're watching. Okay, so I'm going to sim through this Sweet 16 as well. There's nothing that super jumped out. So Arizona beats Louisville. Mississippi State beats Tennessee. Villanova kind of beat up on Cuse, honestly. Florida just edges out by a point Michigan State. So on this side, it's going to be Villanova, Florida versus Arizona and Mississippi State. Then the other side of the bracket, we still got to wait on Kentucky, Ohio State. Texas beat Illinois by 2. So it's going to be the winner of Kentucky, Ohio State versus Texas. And we are going to have UNC Duke. So that is the game we're going to watch. 100%. That is a ton of stars on both teams. So we are going to check that game out. So this is what they're looking like. Duke is 100 overall, 100 on offense, pretty good on defense, and better team unity. So Duke, you'd got to say, is the favorite, but I mean, this is the best rivalry in college basketball. Superstars on both sides. So, you know, this is going to be a good game. Oh, here we go. UNC Duke to go to the Final Four. So there's each side's starting lineup. I actually I'm going to go look at that, but it did not show it for very long. So we got Raymond Felton, McCants, Marvin Williams, Dwight Howard, and J.R. Smith, 6-man coming off the bench. Then for Duke, Williams, J.J. Redick, LeBron, Luol Deng, and Sean. Oh, so Sean Livingston's actually not starting for them anymore. But Livingston coming off the bench, and he's going to be really good for them in a few years. But it's really JJ, Luol Deng, and LeBron up against Raymond Felton, Marvin Williams, Dwight Howard. Those are kind of the big guys in this game. Dwight Howard, number 12 for oh my goodness, he just jumped out of the gym for that one. So both teams have superstars. Raymond Felton playing up at the top here. Oh, someone goes down there. They kick it. That could have been a wide open three. He did not want to take it. He goes a reverse lay. Doesn't get it. JJ Redick headmans the ball there. He gets it to LBJ. Back over. So I think this is their point guard here. Out to the wing. Down low. Ooh, a nice little pump fake, and he's going to take it right to the rack and finish. Dwight Howard came over and tried to block that. Wasn't able to get there in time, though. Okay, Raymond Felton going to bring it down. Duke with a 2-0 early lead. Bounce pass over to the wing. Little jab step. Turn, fired over the middle. Marvin Williams kicks it. Raymond Felton off the glass and gets it to go. Nice little mid-range jumper there. Oh, that was a bad pass. Could we get a chase down block here from LeBron? No, we do not. Okay, so bad turn. Oh my, that almost was too bad turn. What is Duke doing with the basketball? And LeBron fouls. That is 3 bad passes back to back to back for Duke. UNC at the line. I think that's Marvin Williams. He nails the first and misses the second. So Duke, some bad passes there. You got to get that straightened out a little bit here. LeBron on the block. Do they want to feed him? No. Now they do. They're going to double. Kick out to JJ. Over to LeBron. Got a nice mid-range jumper, but he misses it. Oh, there's a nice... No, almost was a steal. UNC out on the break. That is horrible transition defense by Duke. And I do not like what Duke is looking like so far. UNC definitely looks like the more ready team. Take it to the line, and Dwight Howard fouls him. Okay, here's the first free throw. He nails it. That is going to be 7-3. Marvin Williams is going to come out for UNC. Shot 2 is up, and he hits it. So 7-4. 7 on the clock. Get it out to Raymond. He's going to have to pull this. 2-1. LeBron with a... They called that a foul. That is an awful foul by LeBron. You cannot foul a mid-range jumper with 1 second on the shot clock. And they're actually going to bring LeBron out for a little break. So Duke, I have not liked their start. There it is. Nails the second. 9-4 UNC lead. Almost another turnover there. Over to JJ. Oh, that's a nice little pump fake. Get in the lane. I probably would have dished it there. Dwight Howard cleans up the board. Headman at UNC. When they get a shot, they're really pushing that ball up hard. Raymond inside to Dwight, who punches that down. That is what we wanted to see. That is a great little one-touch entry pass by Felton. Feeds the big man underneath, and UNC is looking really good right now. Duke is going to use a timeout here. They are going to need something from JJ Redick here. I don't even know if he's shot yet. He's your best player, and you guys have been pretty anemic on offense. Gonna shoot a little mid-range. Oh, and they're able to get it to drop there. Little mid-range. Gonna cut it down to 11-6 here with 58 seconds left in the half. Raymond, a little cross. 16 seconds. Oh, they tried the entry pass into Dwight, and they missed there. 37 seconds left. Duke's kind of push it here. McGee. Cross in. Oh, that's a nice pass. Okay, there we go for Duke. 11-8. Now they cut it down to 3. Raymond Felton coming up the court. I'd like to see something into Dwight again. I don't know if Duke can handle Dwight inside. Gonna go to Dwight, but that's a pretty high entry there. You want to get him really low into the paint. Raymond kind of working, little double cross out to the wing, and they're gonna pull that three, miss it. Dwight was not able to get the rebound. They get a quick bounce pass. You got 2 seconds. McCants pulls front rim. So there's the first half. Honestly, didn't love Duke there, but I mean, they get it down to 11-8. Not horrible, and I'm sure LeBron will be coming back for the second half. Okay, here we go. Williams leading the way here. He's got LeBron on the wing. I've not really noticed Luol Deng doing much. Number 11. Goodness. This is some bad offense by Duke. Oh, they actually got Luol. Oh, misses it. Dwight gets the board. Quick up to Felton right here into Dwight. That's a mismatch. Gets the double. Kicks it to the corner. And that is a 3-ball. That is great offense by UNC. Dwight gets doubled. Quick out. Swing it to the corner. Drill the 3. Over to LeBron, gets him on the pumps, fake spin. Oh my gosh, that would have been actually nasty, but LeBron misses the reverse layup. 13-8 for UNC right now. Raymond Felton dribbling at the top, kicks it. McCants, inside entry for Dwight, and he gets the little baby hook in the lane. Been able to get JJ open. LeBron's gonna pull a 3, and he drills it. That is a huge 3-ball to cut it to 15-11. You missed that. Oh, and they get a trap in on Raymond. Oh my gosh, that's a wide open 3 off the trap, and he doesn't get it. Luol Deng with the rebound, and all of a sudden, Duke, you make a basket here. You are right back in this. Inside to Deng. I do not like that jumper by Deng. Contested mid-range with Dwight coming over. Oh, and UNC misses the layup. JJ Redick. I don't even know if Redick's shot still. Whipping around. That's JJ finally for 3, and he drills it. You are Duke down 1. Felton working up top. Bounce pass, and oh, that wasn't Dwight. That was power forward. Absolutely finishes with authority there. Kick over to JJ. Inside. Vince. What are they calling that? Foul. Almost an and 1. Gotta nail both if you're Vince Williams here. First one's up, drills it. Second one, and that's cash. Okay, Felton leading the point, up 1 on their hated rival, the Duke Blue Devils. Really would be trying to get Dwight involved here. Out Lamar tries. Oh, and Dwight was right there trying to get. Oh my gosh, JJ into LeBron, blocked, but Dwight fouls him. I thought JJ was going to pull that. Instead, he goes inside to LeBron. Maybe Duke was up 2-0. I can't remember. But yeah, this would probably be basically Duke's first lead of the game if they're able to hit this free throw. Okay, LeBron. It is up, and it is good. 18-17 lead, Duke. JJ guarding McCants. Duke's going to call a timeout. 1:30 left. 26 on the shot clock, still around. That's open. No, it was a late contest, but they get the rebound. Marvin Williams misses the putback, and Luol Deng gets it. That is a tough miss for UNC. A wide open putback underneath. Double JJ mid-range. Bank is open, and JJ has hit 2 massive shots down the stretch for Duke. Over to Marvin, back to Raymond. Bounce pass, and it's picked off. UNC is kind of falling apart down the stretch here. They're down 3, with 38 seconds left in this one. LeBron on the wing, kick. Back over. LeBron gets him on the pump. He goes. That was the worst layup attempt I think I've ever seen. LeBron just hit the side of the backboard on a layup attempt. Luckily for Duke, he gets the rebound. That was a sick move too. They got to basically hope UNC misses that UNC is going to have to foul. They're going to have to hope Duke misses the first one, and then they'll still be only down 3. So here it is. There's the 7th team foul, and JJ is going to the line. That is not who you want to put at the line here. You love to make 2 if you're JJ, but you got to make the first one here. It is up, and he misses it. UNC's alive. They're down 3. McCants, Williams, McCants, over to Raymond, back to Marv. You got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my, he nailed it. That was contested. A buzzer beater. That was actually sick. Oh no, how long are these overtimes? This better be 2 minutes. Okay, we got a 3-minute OT here. What a shot by UNC. A buzzer beating 3 to tie it with no time on the clock. Raymond, this Larmond, he's the one who hit the 3 there. Little jab step into the paint. Over to Raymond, misses the mid-range, but Marvin Williams gets the board and puts it back in. Into Williams. He's got kind of LeBron on the wing there. LeBron goes up. That was a nasty reverse. LeBron's missed a few layups today, but that one was dirty. Ties it up. Tried to learn a little pick and roll. Not really been going inside to Dwight. Marvin Williams, mid-range, misses it. Dwight gets the board, puts it back up and in. That's back-to-back offensive rebound putbacks by UNC. Abusing the boards the last few plays. Okay, Luol gonna inbound here. They need something from JJ or LeBron. That is who I'm going to if I'm Duke. JJ coming off the screen. Back inside. Kick it to Dang. Oh my gosh. Oh, JJ in the corner. They had some wide open jumpers they did not take there. LeBron's going to try a triple. Misses it. Up over the backboard. Out of bounds UNC ball. It looked like JJ could have been open in the 3 for a 3 there. Over Raymond. Another mid-range and he nails it. Up 4 now on Duke. Missed that late free throw. Was super tough. That one free throw would have ended there. A little fade away from the center and he nails it. I don't know he had that in him. A little fade away over Dwight. Cuts it back down to 2 with 1:13 left. Are they going to try a trap again? They're going to trap backcourt. It didn't look like he went backcourt to me, but he apparently did. And Raymond Felton with a really bad turnover there. It almost came up like they were going to try to trap him. Kind of got scared a little bit, backed up, gets an over and back. And that is a huge break for the Blue Devils. LBJ going to try to operate soloed here. Bounce pass into Luol, kick. Oh my God, this center. I do not like that shot. Mid-range. Raymond going to go clear path. Oh my... That was an alley-oop attempt that he caught himself. We got to remember this is 2K8, guys. Sometimes it's going to be a little crazy. But there we go. Raymond Felton back-to-back awful turnovers from one of the best players in the country. LeBron, oh my gosh. That step was gnarly. That guy had literally no chance of staying with him there. LeBron goes to the line, makes the first. Cuts it down to 1. This is for the tie here with 43 seconds left. And it is in. He freaking rattled both in, but it is a tie ball game here. This has been a crazy game. Up to Marv. Into Raymond. Over to Raymond. Inside. And Larmond hits it. UNC back up 2. Into Williams. Oh, that was almost turned over. Are they going to get a good shot here? It looks like they're going to hold. I would not have probably held for the last shot. LeBron to tie it. Nails it with 6.5 left. UNC up. McCants is open. He bricks it. Oh my God, we're going to have double overtime. Okay, here it is. Double overtime. Was not expecting this, but I mean, what else? I should have. Both super talented teams. And, a couple of huge shots. LeBron, buzzer beater there, relatively 6 seconds left. Here's a back down. Dwight, kick. Over to Larmond, and he nails another triple. This guy's been so clutch. If that center would have pulled that mid-range again. Williams dribbling in over to Luol, up to JJ. 10 on the clock here. Got to get a good shot here. Dang on the block. Over to JJ. That's actually a wide open mid-range. They did get a good shot out of that. Pretty slow moving possession, but they get it done. Dwight lays that nasty screen. Oh, a pick and roll, but Dwight misses the layup and gets blocked, but gets fouled. I would love to see more of that. Use Dwight in the pick and roll. He goes up hard there, misses the first one, gets his rebound, goes up strong again. Can he make his free throws, though? Makes the first. Second one makes both. Dwight Howard. Those are big free throws. Quick up. JJ. Bounce pass. Dang. Oh, wow. That was a great job of beating the press by Duke there. Quick up passes. Drop it into the center for an easy layup. 33-32 UNC lead. Get it over to Raymond. Triple is good, and UNC up 4. LeBron pulls it for 3, misses it. Oh, JJ underneath. Oh my God, Dwight Howard just blocked him into the sun. And that might do it. LeBron had a triple to cut it to 1. JJ got the rebound, and Dwight absolutely blocked the shit out of him. So unless UNC misses some free throws, this one is probably over. First one nailed. Yeah, that's probably going to do it. Going to be up at least 5 with 40 seconds left. Raymond, next one, nails both. UNC, unless they get a 3 here or something huge, we're just going to super sim the rest. Dang, over to Jake. Oh, that's a horrible turnover. And that is going to do it. We're going to sim to the end of this one. So UNC is going to win 40-36. Raymond had 9. Larmond, this guy was nasty for UNC. Dwight, 8.7 rebounds, that crazy block at the end. For Duke, JJ had 9. LeBron had 11. Dang. But their field goal percentage probably wasn't as good. Luol was 0 for 4. So yeah, there it is. An absolutely crazy game, and UNC advances. So I'm going to sim through this next round. So Arizona beats Mississippi State. Florida beats Villanova. And then we still got to get through Kentucky and Texas. Texas wins. So we're going to have UNC Texas versus Arizona and Florida. So we're going to have guys that we know no matter what in the final. So we're just going to sim through these games, and then we're going to go to the final. So sim through game. It is going to be Florida, North Carolina. What a matchup. I like it. We just watched a lot of UNC, but if there's one team that can match up UNC down low, it is 100% Florida. They can throw David Lee, Amari Stoudemire, and Al Horford out there, and then they got Joakim Noah on the way as well. So yeah, really like this matchup. Okay, so here it is. Florida's 100 overall. UNC, very, very close teams. The team Unity's a lot higher on Florida. That looks like the biggest mismatch out of anything. So a ton of our guys in this one, 32-4 versus 28-8. Huge matchup. Florida with Stoudemire and David Lee are really their 2 stars in their starting lineup. And then we just seen a lot of UNC. They are rocking, Dwight, Raymond Felton, and Marvin Williams are their big guys. And that Lamont, what overall is that guy? I gotta see that. Dwight beats Amari at the tip. Larmond, 6'8". He's from Toronto. I don't see an overall, but he looks like a pretty good player. Only averaged 9 this year, but he's a 90 overall. So really good player on the wing for them. And he played really good against Duke. So here it is. UNC Florida for all the marbles. A couple of jab steps here on the wing. Throws it in the post, back out, and drills the first triple of the game. Larmond, this guy's a freaking star, man. He does not miss. UNC trying a little bit of a trap here. Press. So Florida, get it out to the wing. Nice little pump fake. Get it into the paint. And there's a nice finish for the Gators. Not great spacing there. A little pump. Get it out to the wing. Oh, and they get the second one to go. Larmond with the that was just a 2. But nice assist there for Larmond again. This guy's been like the star of when we were watching. Kick, David Lee inside to Amari. This is the matchup of the day, and Amari misses that dunk, trying to go over Dwight Howard. Quick up, and UNC nails it. They have a 7-2 lead. Larmond with another bucket. Dwight, great defense down low. Whereas they could just really dominate teams down low. I just don't know if you're going to be able to handle Dwight down there. Dwight comes over. Oh, there it is. David Lee with the little hook shot. 9-4 UNC lead. Raymond kind of pushing it here. Little screen with Dwight. Bounce pass, and Dwight finishes at the rim. Dwight Howard has been really good to start. Really nice pass from Raymond Felton. 11-4 lead. Pump for Amari, back inside to David Lee, and there it is. Okay, so we said, were they going to be able to finish inside? There's back-to-back buckets for David Lee. So I mean, they are still really talented down low. Ooh, that's a wide open triple. Misses it. Nice rebound from Marvin Williams. Kick it back out. Reset the offense here. Felton at the top. Marvin, I don't really love that shot, but he nails it. A second assist for Raymond. They have 13 points already. David Lee back out. Cross, drop to the outside. 13-6 lead right now. David Lee working on Dwight here. Dwight! Oh my gosh, that's 3 straight buckets for David Lee. He's actually going to come out right now, but I don't know why you'd take him out. He just scored 3 straight buckets. That's over top of Dwight too. Bounce pass over to the wing. Oh, that's a nice screen. Kick out. Oh, that's a huge block. Great play by Florida. They're only down 5. It looked like UNC might be all over them, but here, a great block on the jump shot here. Over to Amari, back over for the midi, and he gets it to fall. That was a tough shot in traffic. Like, that was very well contested, and he's able to get the friendly roll. Kick, try a little mid-range, miss it. That's a huge rebound underneath for UNC, though. Wow, that was massive. Okay, there's a mid-range, and they miss it. Florida's got 8 seconds to cut this down to a 1-point game, possibly alley-oop. Okay, clock's running there. Wow, that is a ballsy pass on the break. Alley-oop finish, and that is going to do it. There we go. So great comeback late in the half there for Florida. It really looked like UNC was going to take control of this one. And Florida has a great last little bit of the half there and, cuts it down to a 1-point game. Post, nothing really working there. Nice defense. Gets it out for a wide open 3 though, and they drill it, and Florida takes the lead. Bishop on the wing. At the top, little cross. Try to go up. Oh, and that's a great block. Still 20 on the shot clock. I really wish I could make the shot clock lower. Oh, that is a tough shot. Do not like that shot selection. All of a sudden, UNC falling apart a little bit here. Florida on the break. They front rim it. UNC running themselves. Felton. Wow. That was, okay, that's a goaltend for sure. But that bounce pass by Raymond Felton was insane. Threaded the needle to Larmond. Goes up, and we got a tie ball game with 4:10 left. Dorenkamp is the point guard for Florida. Going to dribble this out. Amari gets him with the pump and a finish. Amari shows off the quickness there. Pump fake, puts it on the deck, and finishes with authority at the rim. And going to get inside. Oh my gosh, that was like a behind the back spin pass. And Raymond Felton has been just playing unbelievable point guard today for UNC. And Florida almost turns that over. Dorenkamp right here passes out to Bishop, gets him on the pump. Bishop goes up and Bishop finishes. He's had a few nice baskets today. Florida back out in front by 2. Felton up the court inside. Ooh, probably should have just took that up strong. Gonna have to kick that out and reset now. Double post up look here. Back out. Ooh, that's somewhat open. And he drills it. Was that a 3? No, it was a 2. Wow, this has been a great back and forth game. Oh my gosh, he just threw it away. Horrible pass. UNC with the turnover there. Gonna dribble this out a little bit. Back up top. Over to Raymond. He's gonna pull that. That's a tough shot. Maybe not the best shot selection there. Amari gets that ball up. Over to Amari. He's got the mismatch. They had to double. He kicks it out to Bishop, who nails the triple. Bishop's got 10. That was great work. They got the cross matchup with Amari posted up with a smaller man. They had to double. Here's Dwight. Great finish by Dwight. And Amari was able to pass out of the double for the triple. Nice finish by Dwight underneath. And it is 22-21 here. Couple of crosses there. Over to Amari. Bishop again. You better get up on that guy. This guy's been absolute nails so far. Amari going up strong with the reverse lay. Amari Stoudemire is a superstar, and he just made an absolutely nasty pick and roll. Gets a little handoff, reverse lay over Dwight. Okay, Dwight, pick and roll. Drop it off to Dwight, and he's going to finish. Got to use that pick and roll with these big men. Dwight and Amari trading baskets there. Gators, you need to... Oh, there's Dwight. Great steal by Dwight. Quick up. Felton. Spin. Yeah, reset. You got plenty of time here. You don't need to do anything crazy. Over to Larmond. I'm surprised Larmond didn't pull that. Over to Williams. Mid-range. Wow, huge. No, he misses it. Larmond gets the offensive board. Misses the putback. 1 minute left. Florida up 1, 24-23. Drops it inside. They have that mismatch fadeaway jumper there for the Gators. They are now up 3 with 50 seconds left. UNC's in trouble a little bit here. They need a bucket and they need it desperately. I'd be trying to get a shot up, a good shot, but oh, that's a 3. Hand in his face, and they get it, and they need a foul. Okay, so they're gonna foul. That might do it. Florida is gonna have to take a bunch of fouls here. I gotta wait till 7 fouls happen, but then you're gonna have to pray that Florida bricks their first free throw. Doran Camp, their point guard, he's going up right here. First one is up, and he makes it. Okay. So if he makes 2, it's going to be a 5-point game. He makes both. So UNC, you need something desperately here. Need probably a 3. Raymond, going to call a timeout. McCants, he's just going to pull it. Misses it. Dwight gets the rebound. He misses that. He does get fouled. If he makes both, he'll cut it down to 3 himself. Dwight bricks the first one. So that's tough. Dwight, second one. Misses both. That is going to do it. I'm going to simulate to the end here. Box score. So Florida ends up winning 28-26. Bishop was really good for them. Amari, 4 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. I'm calling that basically a triple-double. That was in 10 minutes of gameplay. He had 4, 4, and 4. And Bishop was really good scoring. Dwight had 6. Larmond was really good. 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Raymond had some really nice assists as well. But yeah, Florida is able to get it done, and they are the 05 champs. So in the first 3 years, guys, we have had Kentucky, UConn, and Florida as our national champions. Okay, so NCAA champs, who are they bringing back though? Wow, so David Lee is the only starter they lose, and they'll literally be able to just sub in Al Horford next year if they want. That is crazy. So they are going to be loaded next year. Player of the year, Brandon Roy, 28 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1.8 steals, 0.3 blocks. Mid-major, coach of the year, Florida. Defensive player of the year, Andre Iguodala. Makes sense. 19 points, 5 rebounds, 3.3 assists, 1.6 steals, 1.8 blocks. Big man of the year, freshman of the year, Josh Smith gets it. 14.9 points, 4 rebounds, 1.8 steal or assists, half a steal and 2.5 blocks. First team All-American, we got Darren Williams at Illinois, 97 overall, 24 points per game, 4.7, 4.9. Shooting splits, 43. Brandon Roy shot 42 for Carmelo, just so I don't have to come back. 33, 31. So none of them shot great from, honestly, the field or 3, but Brandon Roy, Carmelo, this is his 3rd straight year that he's a first team. Look at all his awards. Freshman, first team All-American, 3 straight years. Absolutely crazy. If we go second team, Andre Iguodala and Chris Bosh as well. So both those guys make it. Freshman Nick Young for USC, 13 points per game. Josh Smith and Dwight. So Dwight only 4 rebounds a game. How is that possible? 1.4 blocks. Nick Young. Okay, what was his stats or shooting stats like? 47 and 41. So he actually shot the ball really well, Nick Young. Okay, there we go. So here's some of the transfers. The best overall players transferring. None of our guys, all auto gens, it looks like. Okay, so last real thing we have to do for this season. Okay, so it's National Signing Day. Give me the final choice for each of, not the teams, the players. Once again, not the best class, but obviously, hey, this is going to be the lifeblood of who, becomes the best team every single year. So here is the final decision. So Andrew Bogut goes to Utah. Development for big man, chance to lead his own team. Andrew Bynum going to Connecticut. That is a great pickup for them. They're going to lose a Mecca, I think, after next year, and they could just have Bynum step in. Lou Will going to go to Georgia Tech. They have Jarrett Jack and Chris Bosh still next year. Mississippi State gets Monta Ellis. They've got a few recruits over the last few years. Darren Collison goes to UCLA. They're going to have a nice threesome as well. Kansas gets Mario Chalmers. That's their first really big recruit. Wesley Matthews goes to Marquette. Danny Green ends up at UNC. Wilson Chandler goes to DePaul. Tyler Hansbrough still stays at UNC, so they get Danny Green and him. Texas A&M gets Gerald Green. Martell Webster ends up at UW. Amir Johnson goes to USC, so they'll have him and Nick Young. CJ Miles goes to Texas. Really like that for Texas. Brandon Rush goes to Kansas. And there we go. So that is the final choice for each one of our guys. UNC, that's like 5 players between now. They'll have Danny Green, Hansborough, plus the 3 they got last year. They're in a really good spot here going forward. I'm surprised Duke didn't grab any of those guys with LeBron there, but there we go. And then next year's recruiting class is much better. So there it is, guys. I'm just going to sim to the start of the 06 class. I'm going to put all those guys on their teams, and then we're going to get into that season. Alrighty, guys. So start of the 2006 season, and honestly, this is where it's starting to get really good. We have guys like kind of spread out throughout college basketball. We have a lot of guys, you know, on a ton of teams, guys teaming up. You know, we're a few years in, so, you know, our guys in our first class are juniors now. So, you know, we are really in for a really good season, I think. So at Duke, they're the #1 team in the country right now. Offense, defense, rebound, they can do it all. They got Sean Livingston, JJ Redick, LeBron James. It looks like they have no center, so they're starting Luol Deng at center. That could be their weak point, but you have JJ Redick, LeBron. That Kofi looks really good. They're just overall really tough. Florida looks incredible. Dorenkamp, Weatherspoon, Bishop, who we seen last year kill it, Stanley. They have Amari Stoudemire. So a lot of auto-gen guys, but you throw Stoudemire, and then you have Al Horford, Joakim Noah, and Corey Brewer coming off the bench for Florida. Maryland looks really strong, 390s, all auto gens though. Go to Syracuse, all auto gens except for Carmelo Anthony, and you look, they're all seniors. So 5 senior starters led by Melo, who's probably the best player in the country right now. You know, Syracuse gonna have a shot. Go down to Georgia Tech. They got Jarek Jack and Chris Bosh, both seniors this year. They're starting 4 seniors and a junior in their starting lineup. Georgia Tech could easily win a national championship. Go to UNC. They're starting Raymond Felton, J.R. Smith, that Larmond, who was really good in the tournament last year, Marvin Williams, and Dwight Howard. That team is loaded. Got guys at every position. J.R. Smith now as a sophomore going to start. Shannon Brown finally getting in the starting lineup for Michigan State, so he's going to be one of their 2 studs and really their whole backcourt. USC starting Nick Young and true freshman Amir Johnson, and they have a really good point guard in Tachana, Randy Tachana, Nick Young, really nasty backcourt. Illinois, Darren Williams is going to be a senior, another one of the best players in the country. They've made like the Elite 8 the last 2 years. He doesn't really have much else on his team, but there you go. Ohio State, all auto gens. Arizona, they're going to be rocking Andre Iguodala, 98 overall, one of the best players in the country, and you know they have some other good players along with him. Texas, it's really their front court. Their guards are not great, but they have PJ Tucker, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Kendrick Perkins up front. Nova, all auto gens in their starting lineup. UCLA, Aaron Aflalo and Darrell Wright, and they just brought in Darren Collison, so they have some good players. Kansas, all auto gens. Cincinnati, Indiana has Josh Smith, who got freshman of the year last year, 87 overall. Kentucky starting Rajon Rondo, true freshman at point guard. So that's kind of the top 25. Here's going to be basically a chart I've been making. So this is all the recruits we've had and what school are they at. So you can always pause and take a look. But basically all these guys are going to be in the sim right now. The only one is Wilson Chandler. I got to kind of do that thing where I redshirt guys sometimes. So if we go back up a few years ago or last year, Brewer, Noah, Rajon, and Jefferson all had to get redshirted. Put all of them in the sim now, so they're in. The only one, DePaul, didn't have any freshmen I could make, so Wilson Chandler is actually going to redshirt and he'll be in next year. But if you want to pause, this is where everybody in the sim is right now. Okay, and then now we have our 06 recruiting class. So this class is very good. This is probably even better than the 03 class to me. Really freaking good. So we're going to go through it. I already just generated this because this first one can take a long time. There's there's quite a bit of words. So centers, we got Greg Oden. He's leaning Kentucky, Duke, then UCLA, North Carolina, Indiana. He likes Kentucky because he envisions leading a storied program. Spencer Hayes, Arizona's attracted to a strong program with need for a skilled center. Then Washington, UCLA, Kansas, Duke. We got Brooke Lopez looking at Stanford, Duke, Arizona, Kentucky, UCLA. Hashim Thabit, UConn, Georgetown, Louisville, Kentucky, Texas. He wants to follow in the footsteps of great UConn centers. That's why he's leading there. Robin looking at Stanford, wants to play with his brother. Guards, Ty Lawson looking at UNC, join a fast-paced offense to compete for titles. He could literally just take over for Raymond Felton next year, step in. They've been really doing good with recruiting. Then Kentucky, Duke, Kansas, UCLA. Go on to UCLA. We got, Russell Westbrook looking at UCLA, Arizona, Duke, Kentucky, Kansas. Gerald Henderson looking at Duke, UNC, Kentucky, Florida, UCLA. Mike Conley looking at Ohio State, Indiana, Duke, Kentucky, UCLA. Patrick Beverly, Arkansas, Kentucky, Duke, Indiana, UCLA. Then we got Steph Curry. Now, Curry obviously went to Davidson. He's going to be a bigger recruit in this sim. So he's looking at Virginia, which would be kind of, we haven't had anybody go there yet. Also Duke, Kentucky, Kansas, and UNC. Then we go to forwards. We got KD. Now, he went to Texas in real life. Them and Kentucky are tied. I mean, he'd play with Aldridge, PJ, they have some good players. Kentucky would be cool. Go play with Rajon Rondo. We got Brendan Wright looking at UNC, Duke, Kentucky. Thaddeus Young, Georgia Tech, Kentucky, Duke. Taj Gibson, USC, UCLA, Kentucky, Duke. So that is where these guys are looking right now, guys. Definitely a very, very good class. So that's basically what I wanted to look at preseason. Now we are going to sim to mid-January, and then we'll kind of take a look at how everybody's looking right now. All right, so we're in January now. Let's go look at how things are looking. So we'll look at the polls first. Ohio State, 18-0. All auto gens. They only have one player in the 90. I'm not really buying that record. Michigan State probably looks better than Ohio State. Really good in the backcourt and like on the wing. So Maryland, they're really high preseason. They have a 97 overall junior. So, I mean, they're going to be in the running. Florida, 16-1, defending national champs. Amari, like they're loaded. Duke, 15-1, also obviously playing really well. Syracuse with Melo. Illinois, Kansas, Texas, USC. So Georgia Tech 9-4. I actually thought we'd see a little bit better from them. Arizona. So that's where we are there. Let's look at some of the leaders. So Amari is going off. What a jump in points on that loaded team. And he's scoring 32 points a game. 6 rebounds, 1 block, 1 steal, 2.5 blocks. He is going off. 51 from the field, 41 from 3, 80 from the line. Amari Stoudemire is playing insanely well. Paul Millsap at Louisiana Tech. Chris Bosh having a big year. Ooh, he got injured. That might be why Georgia Tech isn't having quite as good of a run right now. Villanueva coming in as a junior. UConn lost Emeka and Ben Gordon. So Villanueva definitely starts moving into more of a scoring role this year. Doran Camp looking for some more non-auto gen. So JJ Redick. Ooh, JJ got hurt. I wonder how serious. Will it tell us here? Won't tell us here, but 21 points a game. Shannon Brown. No, who I'm not seeing. Where the hell is Brandon Bass? I don't see frickin' Carmelo Anthony we'll have to check on Syracuse. He's always near the top of the league in scoring, or country. Rebounds, a lot of auto gens here. Assists, Gutierrez, Jarrett Jack and Bosch are hurt for Georgia Tech. So yeah, they might be screwed. Steals, PJ Tucker up there for Texas. Blocks, oh my gosh, this guy's he's 6'9", he's averaging 3.7 blocks per game. Leon Poe for Cal, killing it. Stoudemire up near, Stoudemire's been the best player in the country, basically, bar none right now. Okay, I want to go look at some of the teams just so we can see kind of what's going on. So I definitely want to look at Syracuse. Okay, Carmelo's at 25 a game, so I might have just kind of skipped by him. So he's down a little bit, but I mean, he's still scoring the ball really well. 45, and his 3-pointers are up for sure. So Melo's still playing well. For UConn, it is Oh my goodness. They have two guys who can score. It's literally Villanueva or Rudy Gay, and no one else is doing anything. If we look at the ACC, we got Duke, JJ. LeBron's only at 14.4 a game, so he's just not really taking on that huge scoring role. Kind of doing it all, but yeah, just not playing quite where I would have expected at this point as a junior. Luol Deng, Sean Livingston. Yeah, I think they're just really running a ton through LeBron and JJ. Georgia Tech, Jarrett Jack. I mean, when Bosch is healthy, obviously they're really good. UNC, Dwight Howard, 7.9 points, 7 boards. He's only playing 26 minutes a day, two blocks. Raymond, Felton's hurt, so we have a ton of injuries. J.R. Smith, 10 points a game. Marvin Williams as well. Ooh, Chris Paul. Yeah, we have not seen a ton. Paul's injured, so I don't know what's going on with the injuries. They have a couple of point guards right now. This guy's getting a lot more minutes per game than Paul, but Paul, 18 and 5 when he's playing. The other team I wanted to look at quick was Texas. Oh, wow. Kendrick Perkins leading them in scoring, 17 and a half. LaMarcus is getting 15.8. PJ, PJ is never going to be a big scorer, but yeah, that's where he's at. So here we are, midpoint of the season. Going to give us our top three for each. So Greg Oden, Michigan State, appeal of joining a team with a solid foundation, but needing a centerpiece like him, and that's extremely attractive. And then we got Duke and UCLA on the list as well. Spencer Hayes, it's Arizona, UNC, Kansas. Brooke looking like Kentucky, maybe. You pair him with Rajon, I like that. Hashim Thabit looking like Georgetown. I'd rather him go to Georgetown than Connecticut. They just got Bynum last year, so go be the center at Georgetown. Lopez looking like Stanford. Robin. Ty Lawson looking like Kansas. UNC, Connecticut. Jayhawks present an appealing case with their need for a dynamic guard to lead the team. Westbrook, UCLA, Kentucky, or Duke. UCLA would be very interesting. I mean, Duke, all that would be really cool. Gerald Henderson might go to Florida. With Noah Horford and Brewer, the chance to add his athleticism to the mix could make Florida unbeatable. They would have bigs, wings. They don't really have a point guard, I mean, out of those guys, but Duke and Villanova. Mike Conley, Ohio State, Indiana, Duke. Beverly, Arkansas, Kentucky, UCLA. Steph, this is a big one. Is he going to go to Virginia? He'd be kind of a one-man show at Virginia, but that's what he kind of was in college. So, and then Duke and Kansas. For KD, looking like Texas, Kentucky, Arizona leading the way. So I kind of hope he goes to Kentucky. Longhorns pitch a vision of Durant leading them national prominence. Brendan Wright, UNC, Duke, and Kentucky. Thaddeus Young, Georgia Tech. Taj Gibson, USC or UCLA most likely. So that is where we're sitting at the midway point. Okay, so now we are going to sim to the tournament and see where we're at. Okay, so we are through the end of the season. I actually want to do this a little different time. So I want to just give us a look before we go. So Maryland, Michigan State, Florida, Duke, Syracuse, USC, Ohio State. Those are kind of who's fighting for those 1 seeds. Maryland, really, like back-to-back years. Eisentraut must be a really good player. Michigan State, I don't think they're that good. I think Florida, Duke, those are probably the 2 best teams in the country. I like North Carolina, but not quite as highly ranked. Just look at the leaders again. Gomez. So Stoudemire still right around the lead in the country. He's went down a little bit, but not much. Yeah, so that's kind of where we are with the leaders. Chris Bosch looks like he's back. Villanueva still scoring a ton. I don't get why I can't see Carmelo. Oh, there he is. So Carmelo's at 23 a game. So he's definitely taken a step back scoring wise a little bit. Okay, so here it is, Selection Sunday. Let's get into it. So there it is, top 25 poll, which we just looked at. Okay, East Regional, USC comes in on a 1 seed led by Nick Young and Amir Johnson. Duke, South Region, LeBron, JJ, makes sense. Michigan State with Shannon Brown, really nice backcourt. Shannon, really good on the wings. And the last one seed, probably Maryland, I think. And Maryland, there we go. So Duke, USC. So who was the one? I think Florida, whoever has them is their 2 seed. That's going to be a tough run. Okay, so here's the top 4 in each. USC, Texas, Kansas, Oklahoma State, Duke, Ohio State, Arizona, Georgia Tech. That's a tough bracket. Maryland, Syracuse, Illinois, Bama, Michigan State, Florida. Michigan State, Florida, and North Carolina all in that bracket. South and Midwest look really tough. So Big 12, SEC, Big East, Big 10, ACC leading the way. That's who's in. That's who just missed. Now let's look at the tournament tree. Here's all the first matchups. Obviously, we're just going to kind of sim through this. We'll look after to see if there is any big upsets, but we should never have anything too crazy with like our guys meeting up in the first game. Obviously we'll check. Oh, actually Louisiana Tech, that's got Paul Millsap versus Bosch. Oh, UCLA, Kentucky. Okay, so that's yeah, we got a few guys in that game. So those are 2 to definitely keep our eye on. Texas A&M, Washington. Okay, so we're gonna sim through the first round. So here it is. So USC advances, Gonzaga. Let's see if you have any upsets. Iowa State beats West Virginia. Kansas wins. Vandy loses Texas. Still have to wait on Maryland, but we'll keep looking. Oh, Mississippi State beats Temple. Mississippi State has a lot of talent, actually, I think. They got like Al Jefferson, a few of our guys. Bama goes down. A 4 loses. A 6 loses. Illinois cooked. Holy. Syracuse won. Okay, go to the other side. Still gotta wait on the Duke game. LSU lost. Hofstra, Georgia Tech, UCLA just squeaked it out against Kentucky. Arizona, Ohio State. Still gotta wait on Michigan State. Indiana, Nova, Kansas State. So definitely less upsets on this side of the bracket. Washington won and Florida killed. Okay, so we got Washington, Florida, UNC, South Carolina. So we could have North Carolina, Florida next round. Kansas State, Indiana versus Michigan State. Ohio, if Michigan State wins. UCLA, Arizona. That's a big game. Hofstra, and then Duke's gonna play Delaware. Go to the other side. We got USC versus Gonzaga, SMU, Oklahoma State, Iowa State, Virginia Tech, Texas. It's going to be Minnesota, Maryland if Maryland wins. Wow, that's a 12-13 matchup. I think Mississippi State could be pretty good, though. Illinois, then UNLV, Syracuse. So there's no game this round that really jumps out, but next round is where it's going to get real interesting. So the Zags beat USC. I think USC was a bit of a fraud #1 seed to me. SMU goes down. Kansas advances. So it's going to be Kansas, Texas. Maryland still has to play, but oh my gosh, they might get number 13 Memphis in the next round if they win. Illinois wins. Syracuse. So we got Illinois, Syracuse on this side. We're going to have Memphis, Maryland most likely. Kansas versus Texas. Then the Zags versus Oklahoma State. So this Kansas team right now has Mario Chalmers, Brandon Rush. Texas has all those guys in the front court. Go to the other side. Duke's got to play Delaware still. Georgia Tech actually had a close game versus Hofstra. UCLA beat Arizona by 1. Ohio State ran. Michigan State, Indiana still has to happen. Kansas State beat Bucknell by 1. UNC wins, Florida wins. So that is the game I definitely think we're going to watch this around. Florida, North Carolina. That's the rematch of the Final Four game, I think, right? Last year. It'll be Kansas State versus Michigan State, most likely. Ohio State versus UCLA. And then probably Duke versus Georgia Tech. That's a really good one as well. Chris Bosch and Jarrett Jack in that one. Zags, Kansas, Texas. Yeah, okay. That's a really good game too. But I think we're going to watch the Florida North Carolina game right now. We're going to have not many games better than that. We did watch UNC last year twice. So maybe actually we're going to go for one more round. We're going to have some good matchups no matter what. So I think we watched both those teams last year. So we'll go one more round. So Gonzaga. Wow. Gonzaga makes it to the Elite 8 as a 9 seed. They're going to play Kansas and Maryland, Illinois. So, Illinois, Syracuse. So it's Darren Williams versus Melo, and Illinois won by 1. I wish you could. Oh, you can. Okay, so Darren Williams had 13. Melo had 26 on 10 of 22. Okay, we can look at the stats. I didn't know that. Kansas. Oh, so Kansas knocked off Texas pretty handedly too, actually. Aldridge at 9. Owen off the bench had a big day for Kansas. They have a lot of auto gens right now. Okay. Gonzaga advances. So Kansas has maybe an easy shot. And okay, Maryland, Illinois. If we look at this side, we still have Duke versus Georgia Tech. UCLA beat Ohio State. Michigan State beat Kansas State. Florida beat UNC. So it's going to be Florida, Michigan State, and then the winner of Georgia Tech versus UCLA. Honestly, maybe we'll watch this Georgia Tech game. I want to kind of see Chris Bosh, Jarrett Jack. That's a pretty good game with a lot of our guys in it. So we're actually going to watch that one. So this will be a Elite 8 berth on the line. Like, they're both really good teams. 99 versus 100. Yeah, like very, very good. Okay, so here we go. Georgia Tech versus Duke. So we got JJ, Marvin Williams, LeBron, Sean Livingston now against Jarrett Jack and Chris Bosh. So Luol Deng is their center. That could be trouble a little bit. I just want to look at, so Livingston's number 5. Oh, they don't even have, they have Lou Williams coming off the bench, but Jarrett Jack is still out. Okay, so this isn't actually going to be quite as good of a game. They do Chris Bosh. It is going to be kind of a Bosh. He's number 1. He's going to have to really go off here. I thought Jarrett Jack would have been healthy by now. It'd be nice if Lou Williams was starting. Georgia Tech gets it around. They hit a nice little bank shot. This without Jarrett Jack would actually be a huge upset. Duke has got to win this one. Quick up there. Here's Sean Livingston kind of running the point. They have a ton of size now with, that's JJ turning into a triple. Misses it with LeBron and Livingston at small forward and point guard. They don't, but I mean, they're playing Luol Deng at center. So they're lucky that was a nice little behind the back. Like if they play Florida, that was a bad turnover. Livingston leading the break. He's going to go up and get fouled. But if they have to play Florida, I think they're in the same bracket. Or I think if they win the next game in UCLA, they'd have to play Florida. That could be a tough matchup with Amari, Horford, Noah down low. Yeah, that could be trouble. Livingston nails them both. This is a year if Duke's going to win a natty. This is a great shot. Georgia Tech misses the 3, 2-2. Livingston bringing it up the court. He tries a risky pass. LeBron kind of in a trail here. They leave him open. He drills the triple for Georgia Tech to take a 5-2 lead. Livingston quick up to JJ. Back out to Livingston. Dang at center. LeBron off the window. Misses. That's a nice rebound by Deng. Misses it. The power forward gets fouled. Deng in there banging on the boards. Okay, second one is up and good. So 5-4 lead Georgia Tech. That could be a wide open 3 off the pass. He misses it though. Duke, I'd push it here. You have some athletes. Wasn't open. Nice pass by JJ Redick to Luol Deng underneath. That was a gorgeous pass by JJ. That's a nice steal by LeBron. Up. LeBron, little bounce pass to Livingston. They got 10 seconds. Nope. Nice little dish inside. LeBron front rims that though. 6-5 lead still. They have not tried to go to Chris Bosh like at all down low for Georgia Tech. They've been kind of playing around the perimeter here. I would definitely, here's CB4, a little pump fake. Back out. It's Chris. Fire CB4 nail. I mean, I'm a Raptor. I'm from Canada. I call him CB4. Chris Bosh nails it. You'll notice there he's a righty. I know Chris Bosh is a lefty. That when I was just creating him, I blanked. He is a lefty in real life though, guys, for Chris Bosh. Goes out to LeBron. Tries to go baseline, spin back inside. Got Livingston. Front rims that. And we got an 8-6 lead. Georgia Tech ball. Nice little bounce pass in the lane, but he misses the pretty easy jumper there. Nice screen there. Over little elbow jump shot. We got a 10-6 lead for Georgia Tech. We got Lou Williams coming in, I think. LeBron and Livingston are going to sit down. We have not seen much from JJ. Not big scoring from LeBron. This would be a huge upset. Here's JJ. This could be like JJ Redick's last college game. This is his 4th year. Goes inside to Luol, back to JJ. Kicks. That's a horrible pass. 3, 2, 1. Oh, he almost hit that. So not a great half from Duke at all. And they're going to be down 10-6 here. Yeah, just not great from the Blue Devils. Just didn't have that kind of edge there. We are going to need to see a lot more from LeBron and JJ here in the second half. Oh, there's Livingston, pull and nails the triple. That is a massive shot to get from Livingston. Oh, they only called that a 2. I thought it was a 3. Oh, why are you leaving that guy open? That's a nice cross to get inside over top of JJ. Been interesting. Wow, that's a great pass. And then he nails it over LeBron. That's an assist from Bosch. We have a 14-8 lead for Georgia Tech, and Duke misses the layup, and it is all Georgia Tech right now. They have a chance to take an 8-point lead here. Bosch from the corner and nails it. 16-8. Wow, Duke is on the brink here, and they nail it. Georgia Tech. They are on fire. Wow, without Jarrett Jack, I would not have seen this coming. You're taking a long time here too. JJ. Oh, Livingston's gonna... Wow, Livingston cashes it. Sean Livingston, he's got 7. Cuts it to 7. You need a stop if you're here now, Duke. You cannot let them score. Working, kicks it to the corner, back into Bosch, and Bosch finishes with his left over the defender. Bosch has got 7 here. Over to LeBron, misses it. LeBron. And it is a 9-point game. If Georgia Tech scores here, this one's basically over. Little pump. Pass inside, and that's a foul on Luol Deng. They are going to need some bricks on the free throws here, and they cash it. Wow, Bosch played really good in this game too. Like, yeah, Georgia Tech just, they played with more urgency, got it done, and they were just really good from the field. They were not missing shots. Over to LeBron, up top. Over to the wing, Livingston again. Oh my goodness, Livingston has 10 of their 14. This guy's a sophomore, looking like a superstar. I mean, it's still probably over, but you get 1 or 2 more stops on defense, this would have been interesting. That's a great entry pass, and Georgia Tech goes up. They're up 10 still. Like, Livingston's been nailing threes, and it hasn't been enough. Up top, over to Livingston, down to Deng. Kick it, little mid-range jumper. They do nail that. 58 seconds left. You're going to need a steal. You need something. That actually looked like it could have been a steal. Oh, LeBron with the steal up to Livingston. Goes up. Okay. Down 6 with 46 seconds. You need another. Oh, they're going to foul already. Okay. I'm not sitting through the whole foul thing. We are going to sim to the end. Let's see. Box score. Yeah, Duke lost by 6. Livingston had 12. LeBron had 0 points, 0 for 5. JJ was 0 for 1. LeBron and JJ combined for 0 points. So, yeah, that is not going to get it done. Bosch, 7 points, 2 assists, had a steal. Bosch outplayed JJ and LeBron combined. So there you go. That is going to get it done. Georgia Tech is going to advance. Okay, we are going to sim through this round now, and we'll see where we're at. So Gonzaga, a miracle run to the Final Four as a 9 seed, beats Kansas. Maryland beats Illinois. So that's going to be it for Darren Williams. He only had 9 points in that game. Not a great showing from him. We got Georgia Tech, UCLA. Michigan State upsets Florida. Shannon Brown. Wow. Stoudemire had 22, but not enough. Okay, so it's going to be Michigan State versus Georgia Tech or UCLA. We got to sim through this one. So UCLA beats Georgia Tech. So we have no guys on Maryland or Gonzaga. And then on UCLA and Michigan State, we just have 1 on each. Or no, we have 2 on UCLA. Okay, we're going to sim through this game. So Michigan State wins and Maryland wins. So Gonzaga, their Cinderella run ends at the Final Four. We got 2 1 seeds, Michigan State versus Maryland. Maryland's been really good the whole time. Michigan State has Shannon Brown. So we're only going to have 1 of our guys in this game. Wow. Maryland is 100 overall, 100 overall, 100 overall for basically all their rankings, and in team unity, they're in 93. So this Maryland team probably is the favorite. I think they've lost like 1 or 2 games all year. Oh, sorry, 34-4, but still. Michigan State's actually coming in with the better record. So I just want to check what number Shannon Brown is. Shannon Brown is number 21. He averaged 18.4 points per game as a junior this year for Michigan State. Opening tip in the national championship. Not a ton of our guys, like I said, but we got a few guys in this one. Kick, go to the corner. Michigan State misses. Big rebound underneath. Misses the putback, though. Maryland out on the break. Oh my gosh, I thought that alley-oop pass had no chance, but he's able to sky up, climb the ladder, and go get it. That is massive. Over. Ooh, that's Shannon Brown coming, going for a bank and misses it. So Brown is starting 0 for 2 here. Maryland, are they going to try another insane alley-oop? No. Over. Ooh, that's wide open in the corner. That's going to be a 2, and he nails it. Maryland takes a 4-rip lead. Ooh, there's the center on a little elbow jumper, and man, Michigan State. But if you're Maryland, you're only up 4-0 here. That's a bad turnover. I mean, the way Michigan State started, you want to be up like 6 or 8-0 here if you're Maryland. So Michigan State, you're still in this 100%. Here, you got to get out on the break and finish this one. Michigan State, drop it inside. There's going to be Michigan State's first bucket. Cole picks up 2 points there. Working it around, dribbling up top, drops it inside, little jumper. Ooh, that's a really nice follow tip in for Maryland. They are up 6-2. I think Brown's 0 for 4 to start, and Maryland makes it. It is 8-2. Michigan State, you need to get something going, guys. You got a minute left in the half. You do not want to be going into halftime with 2 points. Brings it around. Maryland does just feel like a really just solid team, though. Here's a little elbow jumper banker, and they miss, and Maryland is out and running. They're going to try another one of their wild alley-oops. They get the follow. Not going to put it back up after the follow, though, but they get a reset, and they can basically hold for basically the last shot if they want it here. 4, 3, lefty. No, and Michigan State, you're going to have 3 seconds. Gonna try a half court heave. Oh, actually almost nailed it, but 8-2. So we got a defensive matchup here with Michigan State and Maryland. Not great, looking great for the Spartans, but I mean, you need 6. You're down 6. It's nothing. 6 points in 5 minutes. Can you do it? Starting here, gets it out to the wing, the lefty triple, but gets the rebound. A little hook, nails it. It is a 10-2 lead for Maryland. Trying to work one-on-one, pass it out, and there's a horrible pass from Michigan State. Maryland is out running, crossover, nails it. 12-2. Or this one is going to be over. There, that's got to fall. That does. It rattles around, but does fall. It is 12-4 Maryland. Eisentrout coming around the top. He's going to pull that. That is a tough shot. Oh my goodness. I believe Eisentrout is their best player. He's like a 97 overall. That is a crazy shot to pull. And it is a 15-4 Maryland lead. That is a huge... Oh, you got to pull. Okay, to get the basket, I was going to say, you got to shoot that. We'll see that screen there just takes him out. Could have pulled the 3, but is able to get to the hoop and get an easy bucket. Okay, it's 15-6. You're down 9 here with 3:30 left. Start on center. You might want to try to go to the hoop there. No, he's going to drop it in inside. They had a mismatch down there. Their center was soloed up on someone smaller underneath, able to get the easy layup. And this one feels like it's over. Michigan State, you're going to need a 3. You're going to need something here. Pick and roll. That's another huge screen set. Shannon Brown misses it again. Shannon Brown is ice freaking cold. Shannon Brown is like 0 for 7. Oh, a little up and under, and there's 2 minutes left. I'm just going to sim through the rest of this one, especially we don't have any guys except Shannon Brown, who's been horrible. So it is a 27-10 final. Eisentrout, game high 9 points. Shannon Brown, 0 points, 0 for 5, 0 for 2 from 3. So Maryland wins the 06 title. Okay, so we're going to sim through. We'll see the end of the season here. So Maryland gets it done. 3 seniors. Oh my God, they have a 97 on their bench who's going to be back for them next year. So they're going to be really good. To get Eisentrout back, they're going to have like 2 99s probably. Player of the year, Amari, he had a great year. Absolutely great. 28 a game. Mid-major was Paul Millsap, 27 a game. Coach of the year. Defensive player of the year is Dwight Howard. 2 blocks, 1 steal, 7.5 boards for UNC. Big man Amari. Freshman Andrew Bogut at Utah. 16.8, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block. First team All-American Havens, Romaine Smith Carmelo. I think he was a first team All-American all 4 years. Then Amari Stoudemire. Second team Warden. JJ Redick wraps up his career at Duke. We'll actually look at Melo too. So this was his totals, his bio. First team All-American, conference, player of the year, freshman of the year, conference, freshman of the year. Like he, absolutely crazy career. JJ's done. Andre Iguodala, he's done as well. He had another really good career. 20 a game this year. This year, 6.4 points, 2.5. Not quite as good defensive stats, but really good. Overall, freshman Monte Ellis, he went for 13.5, 4 assists for Mississippi State. Martell Webster for Washington, 9 points. Amir Johnson for USC, 7 points, 4 rebounds, a steal, and a block. And then Andrew Bogut, who got freshman All-American. Okay, so there we go. Here's the transfers. None of our guys, nothing too major. Okay, so last part here, guys. National Signing Day. Let's say where each of these guys ends up. So Greg Oden ends up at Michigan State, just made the national championship, and they get one of the best players in the class. Spencer Hayes ends up at Arizona. Okay. Brooke Lopez goes to Kentucky. I like it. He'll be playing with Rajon Rondo. Hashim Thabit, Georgetown. Like that fit. Robin joined Stanford. His brother did not go there, but that's okay. Ty Lawson goes to Kansas. Okay. Westbrook goes to UCLA. Gerald Henderson goes to Florida. They have been killing it in recruiting. Mike Conley, Ohio State. Patrick Beverly, I'm guessing Arkansas. Yeah, Arkansas. Steph Curry, Virginia. Curry, okay, takes the path less traveled by. Okay, wow, centerpiece of the offense. Let's go. KD, Texas. Does stick with Texas. The face of the program. They're going to have him and LaMarcus Aldridge. Brendan Wright joins the Tar Heels. Man, they are getting guys every year. Duke is kind of striking out here. Georgia Tech gets Young. And then I think the last one is Taj Gibson. Taj Gibson goes to USC. So that is the class. There we go. I like it. Nobody really like it. It was all pretty spread out this class. Texas and Virginia, you gotta like what they did. I mean, they got the 2 best players. UCLA has a ton of talent. Florida, obviously. So there we go. That is the 06 class. All right, guys. So now I'm going to put all those guys on their team, and then we'll get into the 07 season. All right, guys. So here we are, started the 07 season. I made all our recruits and they are all on their schools. So let's just hop in. We'll look at the top 25. Look at kind of how we were just looking before the season starts. So polls, UNC is coming in at number 1. So Alfred at point guard. They got J.R. Smith at Larmond, who was really good a few years ago in the tournament. Marvin Williams and Dwight Howard. All either juniors or seniors. They look really strong. Next up, we got Duke. They got Sean Livingston, LeBron James, Luol Deng as their top 3. Obviously, they lost JJ Redick, but I mean, that's a nasty top 3. Kansas, all autogen guys, but 390s. That's good. Florida, not actually as good as last year, but they're starting Amari, Al Horford, Corey Brewer, young Corey Brewer. They got Weatherspoon, who's a 95. They got Noah off the bench. They're a really good team. We got Texas. So Kevin Durant starting for them as a freshman, along with LaMarcus Aldridge and Perk. That Van Wieterheisen looks pretty good too. Maryland, who won it all last year, they still have their top 3 is nasty, but they're not very good in the front court. Michigan State, who made it last year, has Shannon Brown is by far their kind of super stud. Wesley Matthews on Marquette right now. They actually look pretty good. 390-ish players. USC, Nick Young, Amir Johnson, and Taj Gibson's actually starting for them at center. So they have 3 of our real life guys. Mississippi State has Monta Ellis, Travis Out, Outlaw and Al Jefferson. So actually like a pretty good group there at Mississippi State. UCLA, Darren Collison, Aaron Aflalo, and Darrell Wright. Their front court is not good. They have Westbrook as well. So they have really good guards and wings, but their front court is not very good. Arizona, they're starting Spencer Hawes, one of our young guys. Georgia Tech, they got Lou Williams and Thad Young. Georgetown, they have at center Hashim Thabit, but he's not starting. UConn, Rudy Gay, Villanueva, and Bynum up front for them. So they got 3 of our guys. Tennessee, Minnesota, Kentucky, they got Rajon Rondo and Brooke Lopez both starting for them. They actually look okay. Indiana has Josh Smith. And that is pretty much our guys. So here's just a list of where all the guys are at. So Chris Paul's in his final year. Aaron Brooks at Oregon. Arkansas has Bev and Ronnie Brewer. Oh, Michigan State got Greg Oden as well, but he's not starting right now. Luol Deng. So Duke actually hasn't got any recruits in the last few years. Texas has been super consistent. Same with UCLA. Paul Millsap in his final year. Humphreys. Florida's been crazy. Keep going down. So Andrew Bogut at Utah. Here's 4. So Steph at Virginia, Mike Conley at Ohio State, the beat, Kansas, Ty Lawson. So that is what we are rocking with. And I'm going to keep updating this chart so we'll be able to come back and look, and I'll just like take away the 03 recruits and put in the 07 and basically keep going all the way down. Okay, now we're going to get into the recruiting class for this year. So as the 07 class approaches, whispers of alliances form, reshaping the potential collegiate landscape. So going through our guards, this is a really good class, guys. Really freaking good. So guards, OJ Mayo, the allure of teaming up with Derrick Rose has both guards contemplating a joint venture. Would be really cool. He wants to maybe go to Kansas, lead a backcourt with Rose, Indiana, Connecticut, Michigan State, Villanova. Eric Gordon wants to be a leading star. He's looking at Michigan State, UCLA, Arizona, Texas. Oh my gosh, if he went to Texas or Florida. Derrick Rose likes the thought of creating a powerhouse with OJ. Oh, man, if Indiana got OJ, man, I would like to see that. Hoosiers get OJ and Rose. We got Jimmer Fredette, obviously super famous at BYU. He wants a place where his sharp shooting can be maximized, wants to become a collegiate star. We got BYU, Gonzaga, Nova, Duke, and Utah. We got Harden. He's going to Arizona State, possibly Texas. He thinks joining Durant. If KD and Tech and Harden team up in Texas, that would be crazy. UCLA, he could team up with Westbrook. USC, Jeff T, Wake Forest, Purdue. Kevin Love wants to be a missing piece in a championship puzzle. UNC, UCLA, Duke, Kansas, Kentucky. Beasley, who is one of the biggest recruits in the country when he came out, ended up being the 2nd overall pick his draft year. Wants to be a program changer. Kansas State, where he went in real life, then Kansas, Kentucky, UCLA, and Duke. Blake Griffin wants to push a program to new heights, whether through individual brilliance or as part of a duo. So Oklahoma, Kansas, North Carolina, UCLA, Texas. Oh my goodness. DeAndre Jordan wants to make the NBA. A&M, Kentucky, UCLA, Kansas, Georgetown. Oh, and then when I put it in, they just missed a few guys. So I said, hey, you missed these guys. So also Evan Turner. So Ohio State, Michigan, Kansas, Villanova. The Morris twins, Kansas, Villanova, Kentucky, UCLA, Memphis for them. And then Patterson, Duke, Florida, Kentucky, West Virginia. And the last was Kyle Singler, who went to Duke in real life, Duke, UCLA, Oregon. So that is what we are rocking with. We are going to check back on this at the midseason point. Okay, so now we're just going to sim to like January, and then we're going to check back in and see how everybody's doing. Okay, so here we are in January. Let's go look at the standings. So polls, UNC 17-0. Oregon with Aaron Brooks at the helm. Big time senior point guard. He's got them at 19-1. Duke 3 losses. Maryland, Florida, Kansas. Yeah, all auto gens right now. Mississippi State. Really like this Mississippi State squad. Yeah. Oh, the Outlaw looks like he's injured right now, but they also have Outlaw there. USC, Marquette, Georgia Tech, Georgetown, Arizona, Syracuse. Okay, if we look at some leaders. So Paul Millsap at Louisiana Tech scoring 35 a game. Josh Smith at Indiana is absolutely murdering. 3.5 blocks a game, 30 points. Holy, what is he shooting from the field? 48 and 25 from 3, but man, he is killing it. Brandon Bass, 25. Amari, 24.6, down a little bit. LeBron, but LeBron's hurt. Oh no, he better not be out for a long time. I want to see him in the tournament. So with JJ gone, he finally stepped into that scoring role. 25, 5, and 4. Andrew Bogut at Utah, he's a little banged up though. Shannon Brown, Charlie Villanueva, Chris Humphreys at Minnesota. Lou Will, 21 a game. Chris Paul finally having a really nice year at Wake Forest. 20 points, 4 rebounds, 3.5 assists. Weird he's not getting more assists. I think a lot of that can be like what system and team they play for too. If we look at rebounds, none of our guys are super high. Al Jefferson at Mississippi State, basically 20 and 10 with 2 blocks. Only a sophomore too, so he's beasting right now. If we look at assists, none of our guys, all auto gens for the most part. Steals, Ronnie Brewer leading the country in steals at Arkansas as a senior. That kind of makes sense. Blocks per game, Josh Smith leading the country in blocks. How about like 3-pointers made? If we sort by that, is that any of our guys? No. Oh, Aaron Brooks is up there. Okay. So I also want to just look at a few teams. So I want to look at like LeBron's injured. What about at North Carolina? Dwight is injured right now too. He's going for 18, 6, 2 blocks. Really just kind of going all around there. I want to look at one more. I want to look at Virginia. So Steph, how's Steph doing? 18 points, 3 assists. What are percentages? 40 and 40. So he's not doing great from the field, but almost 40% from 3, 82% from the stripe. So he's not gonna have a lot of help at Virginia. So he's probably gonna put up some crazy stats over the course of this. The other guy I wanted to look at was the Big 12 and Texas. Kendrick so I mean, yeah, he's like their Perk is a big time scorer for Texas. Aldridge and then KD's at 14 points per game at 24 minutes. Only 38 from the field, 35 from 3. So not making as big of an impact, but he is their third option. They also have CJ Miles, so they are set up for success going forward here. All right, mid-season point. Now we're going to look at the top 3 for these players first. So first we have OJ Mayo. Maybe team up at Kansas with Derrick Rose. Likes to be the superstar in LA for USC, and then UConn developing NBA caliber guards. For Rose, appeal of resurrecting a storied program alongside Eric Gordon really draws his interest. That would be really cool. And they have Josh Smith right there right now. Memphis, like where he went in real life, and then Kansas could team forces with OJ at Kansas, which would be pretty wild too. And they have Ty Lawson right now. Eric Gordon likes Illinois if he wants to be the centerpiece, or he could go to Indiana and form a legendary combo with Rose. Love likes UCLA staying on the West Coast or UNC in Kansas. Beasley likes Kansas, Kentucky, and UCLA. DeAndre likes A&M, Kentucky, and UCLA. Then Jimmer Fredette likes the Zags, which I kind of like that. I could see him definitely playing for Gonzaga. Same with Villanova and Duke. All 3 of those kind of make sense to me. This is a big one. Harden likes Arizona being the star of a revitalized program. Then we got Texas could team up with KD. That would be absolutely wild. And then UCLA playing for a storied program. They have so much in the backcourt right now. Jeff Teague, Wake Forest, Villanova, Purdue. And then Kyle Singler looking at Duke, UCLA, Oregon. Patrick Patterson is looking at Kentucky, Florida. Wow, Florida, and then Duke. Evan Turner, Ohio State, Michigan State, Duke. And then the Morris twins are looking at Kansas, Villanova, and Kentucky kind of to team up together. So we're going to check on this again at the end of the season and see where these guys end up. Now we're going to sim to the tournament and check out, where all these guys are at, who's going to be the 1 seeds, and then start checking out some of these games. Alrighty, so we are now at the tournament. So let's just look at the around the NBA for one more time quick. So UNC coming in 29-3, Mississippi State, Oregon, Duke 23-6. So actually lost quite a few games. Michigan State, Florida State. Who does Florida State have? None of our guys. UNLV, Florida, UConn, Georgetown, Indiana, Maryland, Tennessee. So, I mean, it's looking like UNC, Mississippi State gotta be two of the favorites for sure. We'll look at just the leaders change. Millsap still killing it. LBJ came back. He's 4th in the country in scoring. 5 rebounds, 4 assists, a block, a steal. 44 and 35 and 87 from the line. Amarty, 25 a game. Bogut, Shannon Brown, he's a big time scorer for Mississippi State this year. Okay, so let's watch the tournament show. I can't watch tournament show. I accidentally simmed through it. Shit, sorry guys. I kind of like that show. That's too bad. Okay, so we can just look at the tree now. So here it is. So UNC on the East region, they are coming in at a 1 seed. USC, Army, Florida's there. Georgetown, Florida State is the 1 seed in the West region. Texas, 5 seed. Indiana, 3 seed. Oregon coming in as a 2 seed. Mississippi State in the South region. UCLA's on that bracket. UConn, UNLV. Duke is coming in as the 1 seed for the Midwest. Marquette, Miami, Villanova, Kansas, Hofstra, and Michigan State. So that is what I wish. I like how they do that. I got to make sure next year I don't sim through that. So, okay, we are just going to sim through the first round because obviously there shouldn't be any huge upsets or anything like that. So Mississippi State advances, Rhode Island, UCLA, Brigham Young, Michigan beats Idaho, UConn advances, Penn State goes down, UNLV wins, Duke hasn't played yet. Can we just sim through this game without... Okay, so Duke kills it the first game. Like, what did LeBron? So LeBron had 14, 9, and 6. Or sorry, LeBron had 21, 9, and 6. Louisville does go down, but it was a 9-8. Marquette does go down, so we got 1-5 go down. Villanova, Kansas, Hofstra, and then Michigan State advances. Let's go to the other side here. So UNC makes it through. They scored 96. Dwight, Marvin, Larmond, they are a good team. They got Hansborough off the bench. USC wins, so they advance. So that's actually a pretty nice, decent matchup in the next round there. Detroit, Georgia Tech, Florida. Okay, so Georgia Tech has like Lou Williams is their big player now. They lost Bosch. Arizona advances. Georgetown advances. Florida State still has to play. Miami beats Colorado. Texas advances. Had KD do 7 points. It was an Aldridge show. Aldridge and Perkins up front. I could see Texas going on a run this year. Maryland, that's a defending national champ, so that's actually a really tough game. Indiana advances. Oh, Xavier goes down, so we got a 6 seed losing. And then Oregon advances. So we got Syracuse, Indiana, Texas, Maryland, gonna be Florida State, Miami, Arizona, Georgetown, Georgia Tech, Florida, Detroit, Tennessee, UNC there. And then we got Mississippi State, Rhode Island, UCLA, BYU, Michigan, UConn, UNLV, UC Riverside, Duke, Louisville, Louisiana Tech, Miami of Ohio, Villanova, Kansas, and Michigan State versus Illinois, Chicago. Okay, so we are gonna sim through this week or this round as well. So North Carolina kind of beats up on USC. They're very good. Dwight and Marvin up front. JR in the backcourt. Tennessee beats Detroit. Georgia Tech upsets Florida. Wow. So Amari scored 31 points. Noah had 13 off the bench and they lose to Georgia Tech. Lou Williams only had 9. Thaddeus Young as a freshman had 18. And wow, Georgia Tech scores 95. Arizona beats Georgetown. So Georgetown goes down. Hashim Thabit actually got 10 points in that game. Arizona, they have Spencer Hayes, who's a freshman, scored 18, hit a 3. Wow, so a couple of big upsets there. So now we have an 11 versus 7. We still got that game to go. Maryland whoops Texas. I was not expecting that. Perkins and Aldridge showed up, but no one else. Fletcher, their backcourt, like these three just kill it for them. All seniors. Cal beats Indiana. So we had some huge upsets here. Like Josh Smith was debatably the best player in the country this year. He's the only player on his team scoring double digits. And then number 2 goes down to Syracuse. So everybody on this side, it was just upsets everywhere. Okay, I gotta sim through this game here. So Mississippi State does advance. UCLA goes down to BYU. Collison Aflalo and Darrell Wright with Westbrook off the bench loses to BYU. UConn beats Michigan. Duke, okay, we gotta sim through this game. Duke loses. LeBron. That is LeBron's last college game. He went 5 of 18 and he loses to a 9 seed. Miami of Ohio advances Kansas and Michigan State. So these are our matchups here. Connecticut, UNLV, Mississippi State, BYU, North Carolina. I don't think we have anybody on Tennessee. Georgia Tech, Arizona. Still got to get through this game. Wow, so we are not going to have the best matchups just as far as our guys on these teams. So I think we're just going to keep going maybe till we get to like the Final Four or something. So we're going to go through this round. So UNC cleans up. They're going to play Arizona. So Georgia Tech goes down to Arizona. Maryland wins. They're defending national champs. Syracuse advances. So we got Syracuse, Maryland, North Carolina, Arizona on this side. Let's simulate through this game. I'd kind of like to see Mississippi State. They barely advance. They get UNLV. UConn loses to UNLV. Oh my goodness. All our guys are going down. Miami of Ohio beats Louisville and Kansas beats Michigan State. So we got Miami of Ohio, Mississippi State, UNLV on this side, and then North Carolina, Arizona, Maryland, Syracuse. So I'm just going to sim till the Final Four. We'll watch one of the Final Four games. So UNC advances. They look like the best team to me. Maryland goes down. So it's going to be Syracuse, who has nobody. They lost Melo. And it's going to be Kansas. I'm hoping Mississippi State. Okay, Kansas, Mississippi State versus UNC Syracuse. So we're going to watch a Mississippi State game. This is actually a cool game. They got Al Jefferson, Outlaw, and one other guy. Yeah, Outlaw, Al Jefferson, Monte Ellis. And then Kansas has Chalmers, Rush, and Ty Lawson. But they all seem to be coming off the bench right now. So here it is, a 3-1 to go to the national championship. A 99 versus a 96. Mississippi State's better offensively, but Kansas is the much better defensive team. Okay, so here we go. A national championship appearance on the line. Kansas, like I said, it's all kind of auto gens in their starting lineup. We got Monte Ellis, who's number 4, Outlaw number 1, Al Jefferson number 5. He's averaging 19, Outlaw's at 17, and Monte's at 15. So these are the 3 leading scorers leading the way. Ty Lawson looks like their 7th man, Chalmers, so we might see them, but it is going to be a lot of the other dudes. Especially in these 5-minute halves, you just really don't see them much. It's all kind of starters. Okay, so here we go. Here's the tip. Kansas wins it back out. Honestly, I'm kind of cheering for Mississippi State. I'd like to see a Mississippi State UNC final. Kansas misses that one. Mississippi State gets the board, pushes it ahead. I think that's Monte Ellis with the ball. Ooh, he's fast, gets into the lane and draws the foul. And that's what Monte Ellis can do. He is super quick, a lightning bug on the back end, and just a microwave scorer. So, you know, him, Outlaw, that big athletic wing, and then you have Al Jefferson just banging down low. I really like this Mississippi State team. I like how they're put together. Kansas, I have no idea. You know, it's going to be mostly starters here. That's a nice entry pass into the paint, though, for Kansas. Out to Outlaw, and he's going to pull that. I don't think Outlaw is the best outside shooter. You better get back in transition. Monte gets the foul there. He didn't like the call, but I think it was a foul. Kansas makes the first. I like Mississippi State, but this Kansas team, you know, Kansas, I think they've already won a natty in this sim. They hit both. I think they won the second year. Oh, no, they haven't won one. It was Kentucky, UConn, Florida, Maryland. So, no, they were just kind of cross match. Oh, Ellis goes to the hoop. That's a nice little pass from Jefferson. Gets it over to Ellis, and they are, or it is tied 4-4. Ellis has 4. Jefferson with the assist. Maybe a little screen. No. Oh, a little mid-range elbow jumper and drills it. Kansas. Okay, Ellis. A little bit of start and stop. Oh, that's a tough entry pass to Jefferson. Gets a little outside, just a little bounce pass. Jefferson showing some great passing here. He has 2 assists on the last 2 possessions. Not great defense. Pump fake kick. Contested and they miss it. Okay, that's some back-to-back nice defensive stops by Mississippi State. We got 140 left in the half. Ellis is really just pounding. That's what I want to see. Entry pass, and Jefferson finds another guy. Open jumper. I love Jefferson's passing here. Oh, that's an open three for Kansas. They miss it. Other big man kicks out to Outlaw. Oh, that's a nice Travis Outlaw with the crossover goes up and finishes with authority, but that's an open three. Do not leave that guy open. Novak's got 5 here, and that's a horrible entry pass or inbound pass. Mississippi State with 2 bad turnovers after leaving a 3-point shooter open after a big dunk by Outlaw. That's just, unforced errors by Mississippi State. Oh, that's a contested mid-range, but they get the board and they miss the putback. Mississippi State gets a little lucky there. Ellis, little pick and roll. Okay, you got met Jefferson on a mismatch. Go back that guy down, but Jefferson just wants to pass. There's, a putback. Al Jefferson making passes, and there is the putback. They're up 10 up, but you're leaving a shooter. Probably going to hold for the last shot here for Kansas. Al Jefferson with the gnarly putback. Nice little entry pass, and that's a great finish. You got 4 seconds. Inbound it. Hurry. 2, 1. Oh my God, he nailed it. Oh, I don't think he got it off. He actually rattled that in, but he didn't get it off. Okay, so Mississippi State. Okay, here we go. Out. Ellis working up top. Oh, there's Jefferson, entry pass, a little baby hook. You gotta use Jefferson down low. He's just such a mismatch down there. So if Kansas wins, that's really, I think, in my eye, gonna be the difference. Oh, that's an open 3-point shooter, and he drills the 3. 14-12. Kansas has the lead. They've hit some threes. They've gotten turnovers. This guy can't even get the ball up over half court. Oh gosh, that is not a good shot from Travis Outlaw. And now Kansas right here. You get a bucket. You're up 4 with 3 minutes left. Okay, so there's the first bad pass for Kansas. They turn the ball over now. Outlaw. Oh my gosh, a little behind the back, but Monta can't finish. Coming off the screen. Oh, that's a great rebound. Oh my, and 1. Oh, if he nails this free throw, that's going to be up 5. Yeah, up 5 for the Jayhawks. Mississippi State, it's kind of now or never. You got to get it going here unless something major happens. He's going to leave them wide open off the pick and roll. Oh, but they get the offensive board and the putback. It is a 7-point game. Kansas, this feels basically over. Oh, and that's a nice entry pass, and he misses it. Oh, if Kansas here scores here, I'm just simulating. Kansas. Oh, that's a bad turnover to find, or no, another one. That's their second. Monte, it is go time, my guy. Really got to use Jefferson more. Ellis at top. Kick. There's Outlaw again. Oh, he finally hits one and cuts it to 4. Okay, you need a stop now if you're Mississippi State. That was an absolutely huge shot. Kind of drop it inside. Oh, and that's a foul. Outlaw with the foul. I have not been super impressed with him. Geeson nails the first. Nails the second. We got up to a 6-point. Down to 4. Stop. You have a chance to cut it to 2. Outlaw. Oh, that's actually a really nice pump fake. Wow. So Outlaw finally makes a 3. Then he can get his pump fake going, takes it to the rack. That is what you need. And that was a very quick score. So now Mississippi State, you need a stop. You need a stop and a quick score, or even a freaking turnover. Get out and run. Use your athleticism. Little jab step here. Entry pass and just open for the little hook shot inside. Jefferson misses it. Okay, a minute left. They can eat this clock all the way down to 30 seconds here. So I'm just gonna sim. I don't think I don't think Mississippi State's coming back from that. If they do, no. So Kansas wins. Ellis had 4. Outlaw. Jefferson, really like Jefferson. He was 4 for 5, 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Kansas, Novak, 2 threes, 12 points. He was their big time guy. So Kansas punches their ticket to the dance. And now we got UNC Syracuse. Let's sim through that one. Holy, North Carolina, man. J.R. Larm. Look at their team, man. Holy, Dwight. Like, they've scored 117, 102, 112, 101, and 96. That is insane. They are blowing teams out. So it's going to be UNC Kansas. If Kansas gets this done, I actually want to look. Who's like on, like, what are their overalls? So Kansas, okay, they have 490s. So they actually have a really good team. 3 seniors. Their center isn't great, and he's going to have to play against Dwight. But I mean, this is not a pushover of a team. UNC definitely feels better though. North Carolina with Dwight Howard trying to get it done here. Wow, they're 100 overall at everything. They're a 95 for team unity. Kansas basically 98 or 99 for everything. So super close matchup. Definitely got to think UNC's the favorite. But yeah, so Kentucky, UConn, Florida, Maryland right now is the winners. Oh, I forgot to say, guys, this is also the last season of the video. I should have said that at the start. I plan on doing 4 episodes for this series. It's going to be 5 seasons in each one, so it's going to cover 20 years. So this is going to be the final season, and then, next episode, continue on. You'll be able to see at the ticker. You'll be like, oh, this video is getting near the end. But yeah, so it's going to be every episode's going to be 5 seasons. Okay, so there it is. Dwight Howard wins the tip for Carolina. Working it around. So they have J.R. Smith, Marvin Williams, and Dwight in their starting lineup. Over to J.R. J.R. Smith nails it. And they have, oh, that's a tip. They have that Lampford or whatever too, who is really good in that Duke game. So they are loaded. He's number 35. Not really sure about their point guard, but other than that, entry pass, that's a nice entry pass, but he misses and Dwight gets the board, pushes it ahead. We got JR again. He's going to pull it. Oh, JR, but Marvin Williams gets the board and UNC up 5. JR was going heat check there to open up the natty. Ooh, they leave the lane open on the fast break. Dwight is going to be their mismatch. Like, Kansas is really good. Oh, JR with the block on the 3. JR, and then the up and the point guard finishes Alford. 7-0 UNC. If they win this by a blowout, this is going to be one of the craziest tournament runs ever. Like, in scoring in the hundreds almost every game, blowing teams out by like 40. Wow. Really moving the ball around. Oh, and there's another block on a 3. Gets his own board in front, rims it. Kansas is not looking great here. JR, little no-look pass. They get it to Alford up top. Kansas, okay, so Kansas makes their first on the fast break there. UNC, if Dwight would have put that back, would have been 9-0 to start, but Kansas, great job. And then just get quick entry pass. Oh my goodness, Dwight. They're calling that a block. Oh, they're not calling it an end one though. Okay, so they're saying the basket was after the dunk. I was going to say that was absolutely gnarly. Or the basket was after. The dunk was after the foul. Okay, so here we go. Alford working. Entry pass into Marv. Little pump, back out. This is that Lampford. No, he misses. Dwight doesn't get the board. So, I mean, UNC's been a little cold here. They're just shooting the last few possessions. Kansas, you got a shot now. You get a 3 here, and you cut it to 2. Oh, he misses it, and Dwight just vacuums up that rebound. JR, J Smooth. Ooh, Dwight! Little hook bounce pass into the lane to Marvin Williams, and a turnover. Marv kick for 3. UNC! Triple. Okay, 11-2. Hansborough's coming in too. They have Tyler Hansborough. Kansas needs this, and they drill it. That is a huge triple. They desperately needed that. Alford up top. Hansborough kind of working on the block. Up top to Dwight. They kick. Alford drills, and oh, that's a 2. I was going to say, was that another triple? Dwight is passing the rock. Hansborough, Dwight, Alford up and through. 13-5. Oh, but Kansas, and they nail it. Dwight, I don't know. He looked like he was trying to take a charge. Go up and block that, Dwight. Inside, Dwight pump and puts it up. 15-7. These guys just do not have trouble scoring. Burrow, Kansas misses it. Hansborough gets the board. Quick up. Alford inside to JR. 17-7. And they're trapping this UNC team. Oh, and almost another turnover. Kansas just seems absolutely lost here. 5-4. That's a 3, and Dwight blocks it. That's UNC's 3rd block. Dwight blocked him again. Dwight Howard. Oh my goodness. They blocked 3 3-point shots. Dwight blocks. I'm pretty sure that was Dwight. Can we look at replays? I haven't even done this. I don't even know how these replays work. So did Dwight block? Oh, it won't let me. Oh my gosh, it won't let me go back. I'm pretty sure Dwight blocked the 3, then came back in the lane after Kansas gets it and blocks it at the rim. Dwight Howard. And he's only a junior, so he's going to be back next year. Okay, here it is. Kansas. They are desperate for something to go their way right here. They're down 10. 5 minutes left. Out top. Around. Kansas just looks like they have nothing going. Tries to get a pump fake on. Okay, there you go. Mid-range, little elbow jumper. You need those. You need some mid-range gimmies. Loosen up this UNC defense a little bit. 17-9. You're down 8. It is still doable. Kick it out to JR, and he drills it. Opens both halves with triples. I love J.R. Smith. There we go. J.R. Too cool, too smooth from the outside. Spin move, goes up top. Wow, that is a tough make. 11-20 here. Drops it inside, and Dwight. Like, they just have no answer for him inside. Alfred has 5 assists. And Dwight is just dominating in the paint. That was almost a steal for Dwight. Dwight Howard might be the best player in the country right now. Boom, another steal. Larmond out to Alfred. Oh, what did they go? A blocking foul. That would have brought the roof down. I'm loving this UNC team right now. We'll have to see who they lose because I don't even know. I think they bring in almost everyone back. Maybe Marv is gone. Kicks it out. Alfred up top, or maybe that Lamford and Alfred are gone and all the real guys are back. You got JR coming around. No. Oh, Alfred gets open and he drills it. UNC will not miss. This Alfred has 9 points, 5 assists. 100 from 3-point range. It is 25-11. Unless Kansas does something quick here, probably going to start simming the rest of this. Drop. Oh, that's a wide open jumper. That's really what they have right now. They have some elbow mid-range. That is what Kansas has. If they don't have that, they got nothing going right now. They are stuck 12 here with 2.5 left. Gosh, and you pass that, and that's going to be basically it. JR on the break and finishes with authority. He's got 10, 27, 13. UNC is on the precipice of winning the national championship. Kansas pulls, they miss. Quick up, JR. Oh, that's a bad turnover by JR. That's JR for you, though. He gets a little wild sometimes. And Kansas actually hits like a half-court alley-oop layup there. Elbow jumper, and they drill it. Yeah, we'll probably sim after this. I don't want to watch the whole fouling thing. Gets the double. JR, pull that. JR drills it, and that is going to do it. UNC's up 13 with 45 seconds left. JR was nasty in that one. 32-17. JR had 15, was 6 of 8, 3 for 4. Alfred was 9.6 assists. Larmond really didn't do anything. Dwight, I love Dwight in that game. They said he had no blocks. There's no freaking way. 4 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal. He had to have at least 1 block. Kansas really couldn't do anything with that UNC team. And that UNC team is the best team we have seen so far in the sim, in my opinion. I don't even think it's debatable. So yeah, their tournament run was crazy. Win 117-81, 102-66, 112-91, 101-83, and 96-58. Crazy run. Okay, so we're gonna go through the end of the kind of stuff. So Alfred, they're only losing 1 player. They lose Larmond. Alfred's back. JR's back. They're gonna be all seniors starting. They might go back-to-back natties. Wow. They are going to be loaded next year. Josh Smith wins player of the year. 29-8, 2 rebounds, 3.5 blocks. Mid-major, Paul Millsap, back-to-back years. Coach of the year. Defensive player of the year. Big man is Josh. Freshman, Spencer Hawes. Okay. Wow. Spencer had a big year. First team, Lampley, Shannon Brown, 23 a game, LeBron James, JR, and Amari. So Amari had a really nice career. First team All-American, like multiple times. He had a ton of awards. Yeah, just a big time guy. LeBron, kind of, he had a good career. He was the second option mostly until he got to this last year. So honestly, a little bit disappointing. I would have liked a little more from LeBron. CP3, kind of similar. He's 97 overall. Millsap was great at Louisiana Tech. Freshman, we got Steph, average 19-3. You know, he's going to be the really only guy on that team. KD, 15, 4, block and a steal. Thad Young was really good at Georgetown, and Spencer Hawes wins freshman player of the year. So here's the transfers. None of our guys. Okay, so we'll just kind of look a little bit more here at the stats. Leaders, Paul, like we already kind of actually looked at all this. So let's just wrap it up with recruiting actually. And yeah. Okay, so National Signing Day, here we go. So starting with the guards, we got OJ Mayo. Mayo shocks many by choosing Kansas, teaming up with Ty Lawson and forming a backcourt duo that could dominate college basketball. Derrick Rose and Eric Gordon are teaming up at Indiana. That is a crazy backcourt. Reignites the Hoosiers program, commits to Indiana, stays true to his roots. Jimmer Fredette is going to go to the Zags, attracted by their reputation for nurturing elite shooters. James Harden is going to go to Arizona, so he's going to team up with Spencer Hawes, who won Freshman of the Year last year. Jeff Teague going to go to Wake. Kevin Love is going to go to UCLA. So him and Westbrook, they got Afflalo, Darren Collinson. Michael Beasley's going to Kansas, and OJ Mayo. You didn't even mention this. So Beasley and Mayo, they got Ty Lawson last year. So Kansas looking nasty. Duke gets Singler. Patrick Patterson is going to go to Kentucky. So he'll be with Rondo and Bynum. One of their centers. They have a good center. Brooke Lopez. Blake is going to go to Oklahoma. Evan Turner going to go to Ohio State. They also have Conley. Marcus Morris and Markieff are going to go to Kansas. So Kansas gets four. And they were just in the Natty last year. They obviously lost, but they're going to have OJ Mayo, the Morris twins, and Michael Beasley. And then to end it all off, we have DeAndre Jordan going to go to A&M. So that is the recruiting class, guys. You know, that's a pretty cool class. Definitely gonna be interesting. I like that a Rose Gordon gonna team up with Indiana. I think that'll be cool. And Kansas just comes out of here with gangbusters. 4 recruits going there. All right, so that is where I'm gonna wrap up this video, guys. Definitely let me know down below if you guys want me to keep going with this series. If it does well, I'm gonna keep going. You know, this is right around where college basketball is coming out, so I think this is gonna be, the tournament is happening, so I think this is gonna be cool. I also have a ton of ideas for other types of videos in NCAA basketball as well. Like, this is mostly football I do on the channel, but there's no reason I can't do basketball stuff here as well. So if you guys like the video, definitely leave a like. You know, lets me know I should keep going on the series. And if you made it this far, definitely sub. Like, if you've made it this far in the video, it's gonna be like a 3.5 hour video. If you make it that far, you should sub, because, you know, stick around, see the next one. So that is it, guys. If you made it this far, I thank you a ton, and definitely let me know in the comments, like, if you guys enjoyed this, what I should do different. And, you know, in the next video, we're just gonna be picking up from right here. I'll make those recruits, and yeah, we'll be on our way. So that is it, guys. Thank you a lot.